All right. Good evening. And welcome. Here we go. Saturday night, April 23rd. And it is the state of the grift. What is the state of the grift? The state of the grift is strong. Ever strong. Ever grand. Ever grift. Ever grift. How's everybody doing? Here's our wall of grifters. And we've talked about most of these guys many times. Many times. Some more than others. But I have a poll up there in the chat. Who's worse? Trey Collins, Trey's Trades, or Lou versus Wall Street? All things considered. All things considered. We'll see how that shakes out. But check this out from Reddit. AMC hedge fucks. If you don't settle by June, I will raise my infinity pool ask to 2 million. 2 million. Keep extending this and I will keep raising the ask. Hedge fucks, market makers, and banks who are playing short will not survive. You think by delaying people will sell cheaper. Apes will sell. Some at 5 digits, but the longer you dumbasses keep this shit up, the more shares apes accumulate. Many apes like myself own enough to sell some at 4 to 5 digits and save the rest for an infinity pool ask price. I have a new plan thanks to you greedy, arrogant, spoiled criminals. I will no longer be holding everything for 7 figures, as you morons have allowed apes to multiple and their accounts are tenfold. My new plan will make it extremely easy for myself and any ape with 3 to 4 digits to become a millionaire and still hold enough shares to 6 to 7 digits. I will sell 5% at mid 4 digits to get my money back. Then I will sell with 20% at mid 5 digits, 25% at 6 digits. I will be a multimillionaire. That's right. Thanks to your arrogance and criminality, I will save 50% of my shares for my infinity pool ask. Do the math, assholes. You are done. Even if half the apes do similarly, the ask makes the 800 club. You criminal hedge fucks need to stop thinking you can save yourselves by dumping your shorts on the galactically stupid. That's a nice phrase. Many apes have expressed they won't sell until some or all of you are in prison. Kenny Boy, Jeffrey, and Stevie, you all come to mind. I, for one, want both, and this plan allowed me to get both. Yawn. These posts are so fucking cringe. Newsflash, tough guy. They don't give a shit about you and your stupid post to make yourself feel better. This is the way. Let's fucking go. So, we have the infinity pool ask now at 2 million. When infinity pool? That's a good question. Whenever the apes become multimillionaires and buy palatial properties in the Los Angeles hills and install an infinity pool. like this. This is the infinity pool. Here. Wow, look at that breathtaking infinity pool. This must be what they're talking about. $2 million to put that in. I would believe that. Wow. Wow. Look at this one. Singapore. Damn. That's crazy. Anyway, what happens if we stick AMC on the end of this? Well, this person owns 24.46 verified shares. So the math says they will be a multimillionaire. AMC Infinity Fool's Theory. Should change that one. Anyway, so what do we got? We got Ortex guy here with some weekend inspiration. Every buy we make is a synthetic long. To create the synthetic long, hedgy has to naked short. Naked short is a liability to hedgy until a synthetic long is reacquire to close it out. Interesting. Okay. Lynn's here. Lynn, how's it going? Jackknife off the diving board of stupidity into this infinity pool of nonsense. Yes. Indeed. Nutty Buddy Cave. The Nutty Buddy Cave of nonsense. To create the synthetic long, hedgy has to naked short. Now, we know that when you buy and sell, you deal with the market maker, not hedge funds. So that right there already, you know, this guy's a shill, most likely. Think at an AMC share like this. What other time in life will you be able to buy something for $16 and sell it over $500,000? Well, it's hard to say, but I don't know. Maybe an original issue of the Beatles' White Album or something like that. I don't know. But AMC shares are not collectibles, really. So, Beanie Babies, oh, they're worthless now. When Lambo? Soon, friend. Soon. Soon. Soon and very soon. Call your state reps about NSCC 2022-003. Make sure your governor and local media know. Don't let them get away with this. Let those son of bitches know who they're messing with. Be respectful when you call, though, for now. Curious if you even understand it yourself. Besides, what the fuck is the governor or local media going to do? Dave Lauer, says settle the fuck down. Do you even know what this rule really proposes? I can say pretty confidently that I don't. There's so many of these things. Can't even remember what it was now. 003? Okay. Is this the pawn shop rule? Pawn shop rule. NSCC. Oh, the securities financing transaction. Yeah, I think that's the pawn shop rule. Whatever that means. Lynn's IQ dropped about 100 points on hearing that. Yikes. We'll see if we can do what we can do to restore that. Okay. This one is not going to restore that, though. I try to process this shit daily. None of this makes sense, but I remember back in December, there was a lot of people calling out June was Moass. I couldn't even tell you where to look to see that, but I do remember it. Mandela effect, maybe? What's crazy to me is every single time something happens, there's a news article that drops instantly. Everything is predetermined. It's like these motherfuckers know days in advance. I'm ready. I keep telling myself one more month. And if not one more month, fuck you, I will hold and buy more. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of sleeping on my days off and wasting my life. Fuck, I want to just be happy. I want to wake up retired next to a beach, next to a beach, and cook out and watch my kid run in the sand with a dog. I'm tired of, just move to California. That's what Lynn does every day. I'm tired of second guessing what I should buy. What bills should come first? Fuck you, hedgies. I will hold until I'm in the grave, period. With no period at the end of that sentence. Wow. So there's some serious despair here. And yeah, this is beyond the scope of my ability to dispense advice. But this is not good. Not good. I'm going to die surrounded by idiots. Nice. So, then we have AMC upgrading to laser projectors. How about this? Upgrading to laser projectors. Adam Aron tweets, today we announced laser at AMC. A $250 million upgrade to AMC moviegoing. In coming years, switching old projectors for state-of-the-art laser projection. Much brighter, sharper pictures on screen. The greenest environmental initiative in AMC's 102-year history. Green? It's a green initiative? Lasers? Okay. More good news. That's why we're red. What happened to that AMC negative beta that everyone hyped? I think the beta flipped over a while back. Yeah. But just don't look at the projection booth. Yeah. Indeed. Holy shit, I don't think you guys know how huge of an undertaking this is, not to mention extremely expensive. Depending on what projector, there are only a few options for true 4K projectors, much less laser ones with extreme levels of dynamic contrast and color you expect from a theater. These projectors are generally the size of 2 microwaves, like 100 bananas, and can cost upwards of $250K each. If they truly are upgrading the projectors to laser, not even home theater enthusiasts like myself will be able to rival the picture quality with any projector on the market. Okay. Significant capital costs, but are much cheaper to maintain over the long term. Okay, cool. Sweet. Great news. Can't wait for the stock to drop because of it. This ape knows. Good move for the environment, but as somebody who works in a theater, I can pretty much guarantee that 99% of people won't see a difference. We have a combo of laser and regular right now, and I don't even notice a real difference when watching a movie. And this is coming from someone who sees the screens on a daily basis. But like I said, it is good for the environment, and the lamps for the regular projectors are not cheap. So in the end, it will save money. Pretty big investment, though. Sort out the fraud and manipulation first? Maybe? I don't know. Fuck yeah, I love audio/visual fidelity, and lasers are just so damn cool. Yeah, Adam Aron does love to go shopping with the apes' money. First, it was a gold mine. Now it's lasers. What's next? Uranium? You better still have that uranium stock, Lynn. Let's see. Moon soon. There's your answer, Manuel. Moon soon. Right there. Well, what about the bed bugs? Are they going to get rid of those? I don't know. Hey, that was last year. It was in New York. Who knows? Okay, here's the ortex update. Closing bell, 422. Okay. Short interest, 19.16%. Utilization, 100%. So shares on loan went down 5% in the last 7 days. Utilization still at 100%. Days to cover is down because of the lower short interest, not because of increased volume, or decreased volume, I should say. Cost to borrow is down. Everything's down, including the price. Interesting. What do we got on this one? Although the short interest changed 0.15%. Oh, yeah, not much going on there. How's he spinning this? Still only reported at 19 despite all that shorting. All that shorting. Short interest continues to be self-reported lower or covered with nakeds. Every buy is a hedgy debt. Why are you saying this? Come on, dude. Self-reported lower or covered with nakeds? How does that even work? Holding at 19. Short interest, utilization, shares on loan, and cost to borrow, all looking like the last run-up. Okay. Short interest almost to 20. Artificially being walked down. Still reaching for 20. Still reaching for 20. Reaching. We're reaching. You are definitely reaching. How about this? Oops. Get that over here. How do I get that over here? That over here. Here it is. We can remain retarded longer than you can stay solvent. Thank you, Lynn. And I truly believe that that's true. Flat just below 20. Still reaching for 20. Still flat just below 20. Still flat just below 20. It's like, it's excuse me, it's 19. But, okay. Almost back to 20. Almost. Almost back to 20. Wants to hit 20. Locked around 20. Close to 20. Close to 20. Nearing 20. Holding 20. Basically at 20. Basically at 20. Kept around 20. So, it's being kept around 20. All right. So, nothing there. Boring. All right. Let's take a look at the AMC stock subreddit and see what I missed. AMC is worth 50 to 60 without a squeeze. Not quite sure how that's possible. Bullish as fuck. Somehow all this is bullish as fuck. Netflix will die and theaters live. Choke on that, hedgies. Okay. AMC was popping today. Submitted an hour ago. Was going to see Northman, but it was sold out. Seeing Dumbledore instead. Popcorn was hot and fresh. That's good. It's a good report there. Melvin Capital is closing in June. Except the other half of that story is Gabe Plotkin is going to go back to his roots as a short seller. So, not really, kind of ironic news. Luck hedgy. 4 p.m. on a Saturday. Day one of not letting grandma out until the Moass. Oh, good lord. How about that one? Cruel. Let grandma out. Let grandma out. Come on, let her out. She'll cook you she'll bake some banana bread. They don't want us to know about AMC and GME. Look what they did with the tickers. Well, I never. Well, I never. Oh boy. They accidentally mixed them up. Oh boy. They don't want you to know about them. Still relevant. It's still very true. You took out a loan. Pay it back. Did we just kill Melvin? As I go along the road, as I go along the road, I see all class of people. Those who are trying to make it by having 2 jobs, those who are studying to make their major in college. This world wasn't created for humanity to live with worries of financial freedom. The 1% made it that way. Here's this social justice aspect of this thing. But how do you know that? I mean, this looks like California, maybe. I don't know. There's an express lane. That's the only reason I say that. And the sky, and it's sunny. The sky's blue. It's like California. Try 3 jobs, 4 jobs. Do you know what gaslighting is? Yes. Without our cheat code of buy and hodl, I'm not sure how most of us would have made out. I'm honest. I will never surrender because this is literally the only chance to become financially independent. Retrieve freedom back. Interesting. The only way is to gain financial freedom away from this sick system. Not financial advice, just retarded ape who can remain retarded longer than they can remain solvent, right? Okay. Inevitable. Predictions for Monday. Up, down, sideways, all of the above. I'm thinking all of the above. Here comes the housing crash. Uh-oh, Wells Fargo said it's laying off an undisclosed number of home lending employees due to mortgage market conditions. Ruh-roh. Good time to buy a house. It's not just shills here, it's haters too. We'll look a few more here. My homies that works at Wells Fargo told me they just fired 550 mortgage processors this morning. AMC. Seen Bad Guys today and the kids loved it and I did too. Now I feel like a bad guy. Oh. Thought I heard gunshots outside. I think it's fireworks. Oh, okay. I thought I was hearing gunshots and police car sirens. But it's the whistling of the fireworks. Why fireworks today? Because it's Saturday, and it's actually not snowing in Ohio. Random apish things recap. Economy heading toward recession. AMV heavily invested in gold and silver mining. Streaming is declining. I don't know if that's true. Streaming is not declining, is it? Netflix had poor earnings. Netflix is losing subscribers because there are so many other options. Blockbuster releases in theaters planned throughout the year. Still nowhere. Blah, 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 blah. Billions of synthetics. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Lovely. All right. So, Lynn's asking, who are the 3 people voting for Trey over Lou? I don't know. I can't see the vote results. I mean, I can't see who voted for who. But it's 3-3 right now. Trey's trades or Lou versus Wall Street. So let's dig into this a little deeper. And where is everybody, by the way? You get 400 subscribers and then nobody watches your live stream. Maybe they're all bots. It's Saturday night. People have lives. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Well, my buddy Ellis Wyatt here on Twitter has an interesting screen here from Bloomberg. Bloomberg terminal screen. Demand for weekly call options for AMC down 50 to 75% in the last few weeks. The casino has died again. So, look at that. Day average is 388,000 contracts. And let's see here. And we're having a North Korean invasion, apparently. And Manuel voted Trey. And, you know, I'm on the fence. That's why I put this poll on there, because I was curious what people thought. But Lou is a criminal. Manuel's saying Lou is a criminal. Nobody in the right mind should listen to him. And that's, you know, very fair point. We learned about that last year, right? And then Trey, you know, arguably could be considered a criminal as well now, but he, you know, we looked at that one video from like May or whatever last year, and you know, he was a lot different. Trey sounds smart. He can fool more people. And I think that's exactly it. Trey, you know, he's like, he rose organically out of this movement. And he's a trusted figure, I mean, among a lot of them. Let's get this thing going here. Oops, not that. Don't want that on there. So I respect both choices as far as, you know, who's worse. But, let's see, what else? Apes. Together strong. Moass. Okay. Here we go. All right. So Lynn voted Lou because I believe he knows he's wrong, but Trey believes he's right. I don't... I think Trey definitely at one time believed he's right. I don't know if he does now or not. He could. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Lou probably has been a scammer the whole time. So here's Trey. This is honestly infuriating. I don't even know what that, I don't know what that seal is. What is that? United States Federal Reserve System. Things are changing. How is this even possible? This is a critical level. Something cool happened today. Let's talk. His titles have gotten really interesting. Last couple of months, it looks like. He doesn't have the AMC logo on his things anymore. The last AMC logo was 3 weeks ago, looks like. And that was a kind of a one-off. Before that, it was a month ago. But even then, there's not a lot. Now we start to get to see more AMC logos. 3 months ago. He's talking about Evergrande, yada, yada, yada. Any eye patch? Oh boy. The buy button was stolen. A hedge fund called me out. Okay, so yeah, now we have all these AMC logos there. All right, so I'm curious what's honestly infuriating here. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was once a man named Michael Reeves who made a video talking about a goldfish that he had programmed to defeat not only the majority of hedge funds that invest in the stock market at Wall Street bets, but the NASDAQ as a whole. This goldfish was a very solid contender to compete in the space of finance. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, that goldfish would be better suited to do Jerome Powell's job than probably Jerome Powell or any other person on planet Earth for that matter. Because if we have learned one thing, and one thing only, it is that the Fed has absolutely no fucking clue what they're doing. I mean, it is absolutely brutal. Guys, welcome back to Trey's Trades.
I wonder where he's going with this. By the way, the Telegram voice chat is open. If anybody wants to jump in there or want to see how things go and then maybe jump in there later. But that is connected and open and available for anyone. So Manuel says, Trey should know that AMC is a pump and dump. I think he will keep the AMC grift as long as he can. And we'll look at his social blade numbers here momentarily.
We're going to talk fast and don't need to ask that later. But by saying I'm not a financial expert. So take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. Today was a red day for the market. We look at the SPY right now, down 1.5% for the SPY. IWM suffering greater losses, down 2.24% in a very gnarly day. And this is coming off of J-Pow talking about a 50 basis point rate hike or a half percentage.
Let me say it again. I love when these guys talk about macroeconomics.
Rate hike, which is quite aggressive, right? It's a very aggressive rate hike. And I want to take the time to sort of talk about this today and some historical data.
Yeah, it sounds like
because I'm
that's
a little
what
bit
he's
sweaty.
doing.
I'm not going to lie. Looking at the current state of inflation and the way that the Fed is kind of attacking this, they're not quite doing the job for me. I'm not very satisfied with their approach, and I'm going to talk to you about why. So today, if we read this article right here, what you're going to notice...
It's one thing to disagree with the approach. But what is your solution? I wonder what his solution is. Hopefully he gets into that. Hopefully he can put his economics graduate degrees to use here and provide a solution for us.
Is that Jerome Powell, who is the head of the Fed, came out and talked about a 50 basis point hike. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell confirmed on Thursday afternoon that the U.S. Central Bank will be considering a more aggressive path to monetary policy tightening when officials meet for their next policy meeting in less than 2 weeks. And what I find to be quite interesting is this. Compared with the central bank's 2004 to 2006 tightening cycle, inflation now is higher, and yet monetary policy remains more accommodative, Powell said. And what he's kind of getting at here, and I've got this pulled up, by the way, is if you look back on the inflationary period between 2004 to 2006, and sort of the accommodations that took place, the tightening and loosening of the economy, they were far more aggressive back then to manage inflation than what you are seeing right now. And I've got this pulled up. Let's just look at the historical inflation data back at 2004
what was
to 2006.
happening then?
So if we look back at 2004 to 2006, I wouldn't argue that inflation was terrible. I mean, you had one bad month here back in August of 2005. You had a couple month lead up to that. Peaked at about 4.7 and then slowly declined until eventually you had a good year of inflation. Well, come to 2007, right before 2008 happened, you're going to see 4.3, 4.1, 2.8, and it stays in that 4 to 5% range for a little while until hitting a year of deflationary conditions. And that is inherently also a bad thing. And what I mean by that, and let's kind of just draw this out in the easiest way possible.
Oh I
got this sort of idea from Meet Kevin, so shout out to you, man. I appreciate you hopping in. This is sort of like the where you want to sit spot, right? This would be sort of like a 2 to 3% net inflation per year. Inflation is inevitable. It is going to happen no matter what, right? People make more money. They got to pay out more money. The Fed prints more money. And really what it comes down to is the Fed prints more money, to be quite frank. And this is sort of like the ideal situation.
Well, it's not.
And up here you've got sort of like a plank in which balances. And over here on the left would be deflation, and over here on the right would be hyperinflation. Right now, I would argue we're on the hyperinflation side of the scale. This is certainly leaning down towards that way. There's a lot of weight sort of being bared that looks kind of like a piece of shit, but this is like 100-pound weight holding down that hyperinflation right now as we're watching the economy. Well, deflation is also bad. And you witnessed this back in 2009, and this was sort of the ramification of what happened in 2008 with the housing market crisis. You got a whole year of deflationary
13?
periods. Let me just move this so you can see it. You got a whole year of deflation while the Fed tried to combat and do some damage control with what took place in the housing market, right? Now, the housing market right now is a scary, scary beast, but this is actually going to be a video that I make on Saturday. So if you want to watch that, you want to see that video,
I haven't seen that yet.
Watch for it then. It will be out on Saturday. But
Trey talking about the housing market. I never thought I would see the day.
Inflation was a real risk. Both of these things bad, both not great for the economy. It's two hyper extremes in both directions, right? So why would deflation sort of take place? Why did deflation take place back here? Well, very simply put, the economy got too far tightened. When you want to combat hyperinflation, what the
right, Manuel, and I think, you know, I wonder if he's going to mention a stagflation at all. But anyway, yeah, no, we're not even close to it. You
tighten the economy, and that sort of moves the weight of the scale back to what is ideally 2 to 3% inflation, right? They were too aggressive. And when you're too aggressive, guess what? The weight just shifts. It goes to the other side of the scale. Now you're in the deflationary side of things because you've over tightened. And then you have to compensate in the opposite direction. How do you compensate in the opposite direction? By loosening the economy. You stimulate the economy. You lower interest rates. This flip-flopping sort of massive tidal wave. I mean, well, the way that I would describe this is by pumping on the brakes too much, too fast, too hard. And you witnessed this back in 2006, 2007, 2008, into 2009 when you got that deflationary period. Now, why is this important, right? Why do I find this to be important? Well, before I get into it, I think it's important to discuss Elon's take on this because I share the same consensus with him, and I've talked about this before.
Let's look at what Elon Musk says. Great.
as has much of Twitter. I don't think this is a hot take. This isn't really, it really isn't. Elon Musk says he thinks inflation is worse than reported and likely to continue through 2022. You look at this, and he noted that some suppliers are requesting 20 to 30% cost increases for parts from 2021 to 2022, well above the 8.5% inflation rate reported by Labor Department data on Tuesday. And I share the same consensus. And obviously, I'm not the CEO of Tesla. I don't run a fucking company like that. But what I can tell you is my basic cost of living has increased more than 8.5%. I go out to eat and I get myself a burger, and the price has gone up more than 8.5% where I live out here in Oklahoma. I want to go buy some clothes. Well, this is kind of a bad example because I don't really buy clothes, but let's just say I want to buy a pair of pants. Buy clothes. I've looked. I've seen the prices. They're going up. I think it's drastically more than 8.5%. And why I think this is important and why I think it's important that Elon Musk mentioned this is because since that information is lagging, since that data seems to be lagging, I think that the Fed reacting the way that they are has something to do with the fact that they probably recognize inflation is worse than people think.
Oh, you think?
It's worse.
Okay.
I genuinely think that. So why is this important? Why do I want to mention this in the first place? Because as we're watching the market sort of have a meltdown today in a reaction and a price into the talks of the 50 basis point hike, the uncertainty really starting to set in now until it is either executed or it is not. I find this to be important because I think that the Fed is going to overcorrect. I wrote down overcorrecting here because we witnessed this back here. Obviously, history doesn't exactly repeat itself, but sometimes it rhymes. Most of the time it rhymes.
Okay, let me interject here. Tesla is one of the most overinflated, bloated stocks there is. And he's worried about overcorrecting? All of tech is overvalued, in my opinion. We're not anywhere close to the kind of correction that we're going to see. I believe. Overcorrecting. You've had a period. Let's just call it 10 years of loose economic policy. Overcorrecting. And look at the stock market. Look at housing prices. And he's worried about overcorrecting. I mean, I've seen the prices. They're going up. I've seen the prices on those Levi's jeans. They're going up. They're going up. Good God.
And you look back at 2007, 8, 9, if this taught us anything, it's that the Fed typically is
Well, guess what? It did not teach anybody anything. Can I just say that?
Too slow. They're too fucking slow. When was the right time to start combating inflation, to really start raising interest rates? Maybe here? 4.2% in April? Think about all this, all this.
Well,
all the way up to...
We know from Maverick of Wall Street that, you know, the Fed keeping conditions loose, keeping the accommodations, keeping the so-called cocaine operation in place has the effect of pumping up the equities and real estate market. Who does that benefit? It benefits the rich, which is really what matters. So, you know, maybe Trey will talk about that. I'll hold out hope.
Fucking December. You had 7.0% inflation data in December of 2021, and the Fed still just chilling, finally getting off the argument that...
Yes, because you just then had the peak in the stock market. You just then had the peak.
Inflation is transitory. What the fuck do you mean it's transitory? I mean, you look at what are you looking at? Let's just look at how much money the Fed's printed. How much money has the Fed printed? I know the number, but it's
I know the number.
$16 trillion in the last 2 years. Check this out. 80% of all U.S. dollars in existence have been printed in the last 2 years. If you do the math on that, that's $16 trillion. And this is as of January 20th, 2022. So what does this tell you? It tells you that there's going to be some inflation, all right? Now, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a pinball wizard. I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and that's about it, all right? I'm not that fucking smart. But if we printed 80%
No comment
of all
here.
money in existence in the last 2 years, and we're looking at
where is it all?
Basic
Where
supply
does
and
it
demand, where you increase supply and obviously demand goes down, the worth of the dollar goes down, and you see that inflation in April is 4.2%, and you start correcting aggressively in fucking April of 2022, a year later? What are you doing? And this, to me,
Well, don't forget that Jerome Powell and all those Fed presidents and all the Congress people and shit, they sold at the peak. They sold at the peak down here too. So, you got to look beyond the numbers and these tables and basic supply and demand, and you have to think we are in a capitalist system. So, yeah.
Is going to cause overcorrecting, because what the Fed is doing right now is they're realizing we were too fucking slow. We didn't hop on the train quick enough. We didn't try to correct.
I don't think that. I mean, okay. I'm not.
This when it was really the right time, when it was the right time to start correcting things, and they're going to overcorrect. I really genuinely think that. They're talking about a 50 basis point hike right now, and I was on the opposite side of the spectrum. And at this point, man,
he's been reading Zero Hedge or something.
I think they're gonna overcorrect. They're gonna overreact, and this is going to force a recession. Why do I think that? I think you're gonna watch a repeat of a deflationary.
And what is wrong? What is the problem with that? What is the problem with getting things closer to where they should be? Learn how to trade, learn how to hedge, and you'll be fine. I mean, volatility is a trader's best friend. I love volatility. I made a lot of money last week.
Period. Don't think it'll be in 2022. Maybe in 2023, 4, I don't know. But this overcorrecting, if you over tighten, remember this fulcrum, this scale that we just mentioned before, you move from hyperinflation over to a deflationary period, in which case they're going to have to re-loosen the economy. If I was the Fed right now, what I would be doing, consistently nickel and dime my 25 basis point hikes and just recognize that the pain is going to happen. It's going to take longer because I was too slow, and you have to accept that and just be straight with Americans. Say to Americans, look, we were late. We were wrong. A year ago, we should have started raising rates. We should have started tightening the economy. We should have stopped giving money to banks, but we didn't. Now we recognize we were wrong, and we're going to do...
Manuel has a good point there about the meme stocks. So if they had done that in April, you wouldn't have seen what you saw in the meme stocks. That's absolutely true. So he's, in a way, he's kind of, yeah, whatever you want to call that. But if they had done what he said, he is suggesting that they should have done, probably wouldn't have gone down the same way. Just
the necessary things, what we have to do to correct the problem. Instead, they're not doing that. They're overreacting. They're flip-flopping every single day. They said they were going to do a 75 basis point hike, and then 2 days later they retracted that statement. I mean, come on.
No.
This to me is just a state of panic. I don't think the Fed...
It really has been pretty consistent. It has. Now, the market's reaction, the market trying to find the price, the market's trying to find the, price this stuff in. Yeah. We're not quite there yet, but yeah, I don't think it's really been that inconsistent of a message.
Feels like they have control over the situation, and that's a scary sort of thing to me. And how is that applicable to the market?
Re-loosen the economy.
I think slow. I think the market is going to be not necessarily slow in terms of volatility. I think it's going to be incredibly volatile during this period of time. But when I say slow, I mean it's not going to have a lot of growth. The SPY in general, I think the SPY is going to be very slow if it's not bearish. I think there is a possibility that the broad market really gets some sort of breakout and continues its move up. But today was a huge step backwards. Let me put it that way. I mean, you look at this on the daily, and you look at these levels, false breakout all the way back down to the bottom of this line at $436. I mean, this is an aggressive sell-off that you witnessed today from the SPY. And this is really indicative of something. The market realizing, holy crap, this is some wild stuff. And these swings, man, these swings in confidence to uncertainty to confidence to uncertainty is the Fed's doing. This is all the Fed, man. I mean, it genuinely is. These guys fucked up. They were too slow. They couldn't look at this back in 2020.
The people who, needed to benefit from this did. already. Who is going to suffer? The buy the dip crowd. People on Twitter, people on stock twits, buy the dip. People like LaFufu. You know, you can be smarter than this.
21 and see 4.2%
If you want to be.
high.
Or you can just bitch about it.
Well, what happened last time we hit 4% inflation? I don't know. It stayed there for a while. We had to correct it. I mean, it makes sense. And even back at 4%, you had deflation. You telling me that right now we're at 8.5% inflation, the highest it's been in 40 years, and we're not going to have some form of overcorrection? I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think this is some scary stuff, and in the short term,
so let's have more inflation.
It's just going to mean slowness in the market, lots of volatility in the market.
So yeah,
and when there is growth, it's going to be very whiplashy. And it's,
I don't understand the point of this video. To be honest with you,
I'll tell you that if you like trading, this.
Wait.
Whiplashy, and it's going to be a trader's paradise. I'll tell you that. If you like trading, this volatility is like surfing a beautiful wave out in the Pacific Ocean, man. But as an investor, this is going to be rocky. I don't like it. And probably the last thing that I should say, what I find to be important, and like I mentioned before, I'm going to make a video on the housing market soon. But the last thing that I'd like to say...
Video on the housing market from someone who does not own a house. Or does he? I don't know. Maybe he bought a house. Interesting.
You know, about this is... I had it and then I lost it.
Oops.
Oh, the market, right. How's
this? Yeah, the market.
Hey, you know what? Maybe it probably wasn't anything. I guess that's about it. Sorry.
That's where you edit.
I had something else to say, but I guess I don't. Anywho, that's
where you edit.
That's my take on the current outlook of inflation and the Fed. I really don't like their reactions. I really genuinely feel like they're over pumping the brakes right now. It feels like they're overcorrecting and they just don't feel like
does he think that they over accommodated though? Like, I don't understand. I literally don't get the point of this video. Anyway, my computer is having a freak out session. I think I know why. I want to pay less for things too. That would be good. Okay. All right, so check this out. We're looking at Thinkorswim here. And, yes. All right, check this out in Market Watch. Okay, Market Watch changes visualization to Index Watch. And then let's look at the NASDAQ 100. So here's the NASDAQ 100. From Friday, and as you can see, there were basically 3 stocks that advanced and 99 that declined. So the 3 stocks were EA, Electronic Arts, JD.com, and where's the other one? It's hard even to tell right here. NetEase Incorporated. 3 stocks went up. The rest went down. Check out the S&P 100. One advancing name, which was Lockheed Martin, coincidentally enough. Every other of the S&P's top 100 stocks, top 99, declined. How about the S&P 500? 15 names advanced. 484 declined. So that is pretty substantial. Very interesting. So this is a good way to look at things. Also, you can do, so you can look at ETFs on here. You can look at all of our ETFs. You can look at New York Stock Exchange, you know, out of 426 advanced, 2,500 declined. And you see a lot of red there. Lots of red. Okay, interesting. I just thought that was kind of interesting to see. Okay, moving on. So that's Trey. That's what Trey's up to these days. Now, he's trying. He's trying to make. He's trying. I think he's trying in some way, on some level. What about Lou? What's Lou doing? Well, Lou's in Central Park. Cool. Lou in Central Park. Lou in Central Park still not a financial transmethodite. Let's refresh this for the freshest possible experience. Manual saying Trey is upset because he probably thought that the Fed was going to raise rates by 25 basis points in February. Fed may do 50, right? It must be stressed for certain influencers to keep producing videos while just winging it on understanding of the topic. Correct. So when I say he's trying, he's simulating. That's a better word for it. Simulated DD, simulated macroeconomic discussion. Okay, Lou in Central Park.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? Live from Central Park.
Whoa. I'll give him 720.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? Live from Central Park. What are you talking about, Lou? Listen, motherfuckers. Some people got to take a big nappy nunu time and just calm the fuck down. Remember, there's YouTube and then there's real life. Anyway, I'll be making the video, the 2008 and worse than 2008 later today. I'm going to be out in the park, you know, roaming around the castle, the Great Lawn, around the zoo area, pretty much all over the place. This is what I'm wearing. Now use your fucking head. Don't be stupid.
Okay. All right, Lou in Central Park still.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? Still in the park, enjoying my day, because I'm not going to change my fucking life for any fucking stupidity. At the end of the day, stupidness. All that shit will be taken care of.
What is he talking about?
Trust me. All this nonsense. One day you'll see. That don't work with me, dog. Yeah, fucking stop watching movies and being on YouTube. That's bad for your health. At the end of the day, that's just pure stupidity. You should speak to a doctor about new medication. Other than that, look, motherfuckers, I was just thinking about, like, the 2008 and worse than 2008 video that I'm going to put out. Understand, like, one of the reasons why that has a lot of weight on what we're talking about is because it's gotten to the point where I think everybody would agree that all these plays are being carried until a certain date. That's why a lot of the things that happen, catalysts, you know, nothing has budged more than AMC, a lot of other plays, and you're thinking to yourself, like, how could that be?
Ape Father wanted to go to Central Park to fight Lou. Really? Okay, we'll look at him
Impossible.
next.
It's almost like when the subprime was being carried, and everybody already knew that the delinquency rates on mortgages were up, the adjustable rate mortgages were obviously collapsing. Everybody knew that all these insurance write-ups they did on the MBS, the mortgage-backed security, were going to vaporize. Like, everybody knew, like, this is impossible, but it kept being carried. I have a fucking bad feeling in my heart. Like, we're in the same type of scenario where these plays are being carried until Judgment Day. Now, how they're going to handle all that stuff, that's where the digital currency comes in, and not just the US, you know, CD coin, whatever, not just that. I really do believe there's an economic change about to happen. If it was just AMC, I would just say, nah, that's no big deal. That's not for me. But it's all of the fucking stocks, all the mid-cap stocks, all of them that have a certain valuation. Like you take a look at how they've been heavily shorted for how long, and the run-ups have only been a little bit. I don't know. We'll be talking about it today. I'll tell you how 2008 went about, and I'll tell you what I've seen so far for this, and you'll tell me the comparisons. But other than that, giant love, motherfuckers. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee.
Okay. So not really much there, and then we got one more here.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? All right, listen. Let me do a vid because there was one thing that was popping up there in the universe today. Okay, one. You know when people say, I'm not a financial advisor, yada, 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 all that bullshit? I got a better one for you. Don't take any money from people in any way, shape, or form, or any type of goods or service or favors, and offer investment advice. Don't say buy this, buy that, you should buy this, this is the time to buy this. Because if that is what holds somebody liable for bad financial advice, because in a way, strange way, it's considered a contractual relationship. You could ask any attorney about that. So if you pay somebody, exchange a favor, buy a good, a service, that is the exchange. If the person doesn't know you personally, didn't do anything with you, at the end of the day, speaking his opinion, nah, no problem there. If that was the case, Jim Cramer would have been taken down for everything that happened in 2008. YouTube. So at the end of the day, telling people what's a good buy with this and that, whatever, I see this coming up, that's just somebody saying something in their First Amendment right. Come on, use your head. I don't take a penny from nobody. Not a penny.
Okay. All right. So again, not really much there. Of course, we know not to listen to people when it comes to that kind of stuff. But let's see. Let me go back through the chat here. Hi, Antoinette. Ape Father is going out sad. Ape Father's wife has cancer. Lou called her a name. So sad, praying for Ape Father's wife. Lou is in hiding at fake Central Park. Oh man, what a mess. All right. Let's go over to the Ape Father real quick here. And now, remember, he said that he was looking for fame and notoriety in this when he talked to Strongman Chris Bell last week or whenever that was. Ape Father gives, let's see, let's go back here. No, Ape Father is not going to Central Park today. Seriously, Lou is 100% homeless. He's in Central Park 24/7 every day. Someone has to teach Lou a lesson in manners. I will be the one to teach him. See that one.
You know what I find funny is that I'm the bad guy now. This is what's funny. It's like everyone has this like motherly protection of Lou. They're like, Ape Father, how could you have said that? That was horrible. That was terrible. That was racist. That was this. That was this. Okay. But do you know that one single Lou fan said that Lou was wrong about what he said about my wife, who has a life-threatening condition, stage 4 breast cancer? Not one single Lou fan said it was wrong. They said that he has every...
Now, I don't want to get involved really in this, but I don't necessarily trust what this guy says. So, and I question the motivation and reasoning for even mentioning his wife's illness. I probably wouldn't have done that. So that makes me question, not that I have the best judgment, but that makes me question it. But I'll take, what he says at face value, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, why is this even something that's being mentioned here? It seems a little bit inappropriate. And yeah, that's all. But anyway, we just go on. And his channel has changed. A lot of these channels have changed. This one has gotten way more redirected towards other YouTubers, which is interesting. My channel's always been mine's always been aimed at the other YouTubers, primarily, because there was not, any accountability, nobody checking. But yeah, him. Let's see, Lou does it a little bit. John Wick sniping. Some of these newer guys. But your old standbys like Short the Vix and Benji and Trey and these guys, that they tend to stay focused on the actual thing. But this guy's been all over the place. I agree.
Right, that's all they do is protect him. Well, let me tell you something. You better really be on your
top. He sold shares to pay for a treatment. Okay. Lynn says Ape Father includes some comedic relief. Is he wearing a blue Napoleon headdress? I don't know what that is.
Top guard to protect this guy because I'm after him. You understand? So I want you now to put your defenses on. Okay, I want you to protect him with all your strength, with all your might, because the wrath of the Ape Father is coming for Lou.
What does that mean? What is the wrath of the Ape Father? What does that mean? What is the purpose of this? I don't understand. Beyond, just, I don't know. It's interesting how the comments have changed. The tone of the comments has really changed. They used to get resounding support, even when he put up stupid videos like of him sitting on the toilet, which I thought was disgusting, but he got resounding support. Now, it seems like there's a lot of, resistance to him. You're the one to blame. You hate Lou because you hold back, blah, blah, blah. Where did Lou talk shit about the Ape Father's wife? Yeah. Peter Lynch is in the house. Mr. Lynch. Hello. Would I debate Ape Father? I don't really see a point in doing that. I mean, I guess I would, but I mean, I saw the debate between him and, quote-unquote debate, between him and Chris Bell. Strongman Personal Finance, excuse me. I don't really see a point in it. I mean, I would, just for the publicity, I guess, but I wouldn't look forward to it. I don't like debating with people that, monopolize and gaslight and, manipulate, twist words. But anyway, interesting question, though.
I'm always the one, not just videos. I'm gonna wind up getting this guy in a lot of legal trouble. You're gonna say, I already have a lot on him. You think he has things on me?
So
let me tell you something. I have a feeling between me and you that Lou is on Medicaid. I have a feeling something is just telling me, like something is telling me in my gut that he is getting health insurance through the state. And if this dude is making $30,000 or $40,000 a month on YouTube and he's on health insurance through the state, he's going to prison. He's going to jail. Okay, and that's only one of.
So it makes sense that he would, put out all this type of speculative stuff, just to basically ad hominem attack somebody who he, is upset, like did the same thing to him. So you can't fight fire with fire, really. But This is just childish.
Many things I have on this fucking mother effer. That's only one of
This
many
fucking mother effer.
things. The guy has no disclaimers on his videos. I lost 150,000
Well, that they don't mean shit, honestly. They don't matter.
out right now. I already spoke to an attorney about it. Attorney said, you have every right. The guy has no disclaimer? No. He goes, well, then he's financially obligated, okay, for any losses. For any losses.
No, that's certainly not true.
Okay, I can just simply say, listen to this guy, Lou. He said that he has secret connections, he has inside connections, he has all of these connections, right? Insider tips. I believe that he was saying factual things. I believe he was saying factual things, right? Okay. See, look, it's very simple. I am a type of a person that when you get me mad, you better run you better run to like Mexico. You better run to Mexico. And the thing is, this dude could have ended.
Why is that? Are you going to like physically threaten somebody? Are you going to beat him up? Like,
all of this. It was a simple way to end it. Here's how Rich or Ape Father. Listen to me. You say what you want about me. I say what I want about you. We're men. That's it. I could have cared less what he would have said about me. He could have called me a drag queen. He could have called me homosexual. He could have called me whatever, obese, bald. You know, my health. You know, I could get a heart attack with all the fatty foods I eat. Whatever he wants to say, it's fine because he's saying it to me. But once you start getting family involved, once you start getting my wife involved, mother effer, I will take you to HELL. Okay, I don't like using it.
I mean, okay, that's fair, I guess, but I'm just going to say, I mean, Rich here's the one who involved his family in his channel. I would never involve, you know, other people, especially minors. I mean, that to me, like showing his daughter, having her on video, I don't really like that. I don't think it's appropriate. But the reality is when you put stuff online, you're opening yourself up to that. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, you know, especially when you're talking about a toxic, you know, arguably has become toxic. It's not really that surprising, and really the thing to do would be to just move on and learn from the fact that, you know, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. That's just my opinion. Model 3 dude is in the house. Good evening, sir.
That word, I will take you to hell.
Secret
and
connections.
That's it. Okay? And you know what? He doesn't want to apologize. He thinks he's a big shot, Lou. Lou thinks he's a big shot. I am going to take him down. He's not a big shot. This guy is a con man. This guy is a felon. He's a crook. He's nothing. Nothing. He talks about, oh, I got my boys. Well, I got my boys too in Brooklyn, baby. Okay, I got my Harlem brothers. Good, get your Harlem brothers. Okay, I got some people too that I know. Okay, we could go out this all day long. Look, we could go out this all day long. Okay, because someone's got to teach you respect. Someone's got to teach you manners.
Okay, that's how it works.
You gotta learn a lesson. And you know what? I'm gonna be the one who's gonna teach you that lesson.
Seems like, you know, talking about lessons. Who needs to learn the lesson here? Who needs to learn the lesson? Yeah, I agree. He tells too much of his personal business on a public platform. 100% agree. 100%. Yeah, I don't really want to watch any more of these videos by him, to be honest. I don't really think it's necessary. That's a cautionary tale right there for a lot of things. Okay, Jack. Oh man, why did he put out these long ass videos? I can't watch a 30-minute video. We can watch part of it though.
Hey guys, it's Jackson Hunter. In this video, I'm going to be responding to a video on YouTube. It's titled AMC stock squeeze to 500, and it's by Chris Norland. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please do not make investments based on what I say in my content. So before we get started with the video, check out the description. Here's the first link, Interactive Brokers.
Oh, yes.
Second link, Pro
Let's get some money for you.
Third link, Tip Ranks affiliate. Fourth link, Seeking Alpha Premium affiliate.
Sorry, that's on Chris Norland's.
Fifth link, Simply Wall Street Plans affiliate. Sixth link.
So, learn how to trade stocks in 30 minutes. Spotify, Fragile Cinema. Is that his band? At least it doesn't have the Weeble in there anymore. Okay.
SoFi affiliate. Seventh link, Weeble affiliate. Eighth link.
They might be, Lynn. I'm not sure. I don't even know if he is monetized, to be honest. One's got some homeless people in the park. The other has people at the pizza joint. By the way, I haven't looked at the poll lately, but we have Trey 56%, Lou versus Wall Street 44. I should have put Ape Father on there probably, but the Ape Father. Here we go. Well, he has enough subscribers to be, obviously. He lost 400 subscribers for the last 30 days. Don't know if he did or not. It's a good question, Model 3 dude. He appears to be in the same location. He's got that popcorn ceiling. Yeah, Ape Father's losing subscribers. And gaining fewer views. Hunter, or Jack as I call him. He's also not doing so great. Oops. I mean, he's still obviously doing something. But, oh, well, we did look at Trey, so. Pretty much flatlined. Ooh, he lost 1,000 subscribers in February. Then he gained 1,000 in March. $118,000 gained last June. Anyway, but we don't know, you know, maybe there's a way to tell if videos are monetized or not. I don't personally have any ads. I don't see any ads, if you know what I mean, but so I can't tell that way. But maybe there is a way to tell. Not sure.
M1 affiliate.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Premium. And also you can show support on Patreon. So with that out of the way, let's see what he has to say, and let's see if he's genuinely concerned about what I'm doing with my money, okay?
Oh, I love that argument. I love that argument too. I get that a lot. Why do you care what I do with my money? Well, I don't. I don't really care.
This is Chris. Welcome to the channel. So I hope you grow your account and grow your mind. So I hope you're alive and well and everything's going okay with you. I know the markets are really, really tough, and I make these videos for you because I know there's a lot of new people to the markets that just don't understand what's going on, and unfortunately there's a lot of channels out there that lie to you every single day about
Usually he does, Lynn. Remember last year though, we saw him talk, well, and this year too, he likes to go after two individuals, Jim Cramer and Charles Gasparino. He likes to go after those two media figures. But as far as anything, you know, else, as far as the other YouTubers, he generally does stay out of that. So that point is taken.
AMC stock, and I'm just here to tell you the truth. So first, let's check the price of the stock. Hey Siri, what's the price of AMC stock?
Shares of AMC Entertainment Holdings fell to $16.52 today, down 33 cents, or 1.96%.
Yeah, so you can see the price is $16.52, and anyone tells you that this thing is going to go to some ludicrous number.
Yeah, like Jackson cares. Yeah, I agree.
It's just flat out lying to you. The main reason is that the setup just isn't there. I'm going to show you some numbers, and I want to tell you the truth about this stuff because other people won't tell you. So first, let's take a look at this, and you can see that the RSI is currently at 40. I told you guys before when
going against one of my
when we
guiding
talked about
principles
this,
here.
is that when the RSI gets above 70, you gotta start thinking about selling. This is what you do when you study stocks. I do this every single day. Is you want to know if you're at buy levels or sell levels. The other situation as well is when people tell you that it costs you nothing to hold and the hedge funds are under pressure, etc. It's just simply not true. They're lying to you.
Okay, so what he said about RSI, that is true for most of the time. When it's above 70, it's overbought. When it's below 30, it's oversold. But this is not a traditional stock, okay? And when there's a short squeeze, when there's the actual short squeeze, the RSI is gonna be maxed out. So it's not gonna be much of a help. But let's continue forward.
Why do I say that? Is because I can
that when there is, not if, when.
Check the borrowing fees here. So
I mean, he's proving Chris's point, to be honest.
If you take a look at this, this is the current rate of borrowing fee is 1.19%. If you don't understand what that means is when you short a stock, you have to pay a fee, and this is a yearly percentage. So yearly, they pay 1.19% on the year. That's very, very low, extremely low actually. That means it's really, really easy to borrow and there's very little danger. The other issue as well is the short interest.
Okay, so he's talking about the short borrow fee rate, but he only looked at one broker dealer, which was Interactive Brokers, and he looked at it for one individual point in time. Well, there are many other broker dealers that have it hard to borrow. So you're looking at one broker dealer out of dozens of broker dealers that you could choose. That's not really showing the full picture here, right?
Well, no hedge fund is going to use Interactive Brokers anyway, but I don't even believe that they set the borrow fee. I thought that was done through the what's it called? Agent lenders, whatever. But I mean, generally it's going to be around the same everywhere. I mean, you could look at Ortex. You could just look at Ortex and go off of that, right? We could see that here. See that here on the latest one from the Ortex dude. Cost to borrow average 2.63. Cost to borrow current 1.8. I don't know why it's different on each of those, but okay. Yeah, of course short sellers would use the most expensive fee. They certainly would seek out the most expensive fee because they want to reward people from whom they're borrowing the shares.
This is supposed to be a short squeeze, right? You're only looking at 19.68%.
Okay, so he's using Seeking Alpha as a source of looking at the short interest. Now,
okay, well, again, good old Jay Drukas here. I mean, he said it was 19 and something. Well, there it is on Ortex, same thing. So, see how Jack refutes this.
If you believe the short interest is 19%, that's cool. I don't believe it's that amount. I believe it's much higher. And I'll show you why at the end of this video.
Ooh, teaser. Gotta watch till the end now. Damn it. Yeah. So, now we're to the point where, I mean, how is this a refutation of this video at all? Like, he's just saying he doesn't believe the numbers? How is that any type of rebuttal? at all. Oh, but stick around.
But if you believe seeking alpha, that's cool. But there are many ways that short interest can be manipulated, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. So,
oh, what is he going to talk about? Hiding it in the option chain or the bonds? Oh, the bonds.
Him going off of seeking alpha as a legitimate source on a company that is widely known to have been abusively shorted, not the best source, man.
Abusively? Okay. Yeah, clearly real short interest is 100%. Hell, it's 110%.
Not very high. Yes, it's higher than most stocks, but the reason is because AMC is not worth that much. Short sellers tend to target companies that are overvalued. That's why you short a stock.
True.
If you take a look at Wall Street projections on this thing, you can see it's a moderate sell. The average is 9.83, but Citigroup is saying $6, Wedbush 7.1. You have some other targets in here like 16, 1, and 1, and 1, something like that. But, you know, I would say somewhere in the single digits. When's it going to get there? What's it going to do in the future? I can't tell you 100%, but the thing is, at the end of the day, stocks tend to trade on their fair value, which is, we can take a look at this here. This is
okay, so he was on tipranks.com. If you want to use that as a legitimate source, that's cool. To me, it's not a legitimate source. A lot of these analysts are wrong a lot of the time. So you can go.
He's just, you know, trying to discredit the sources. Yeah, I'm waiting for it, Model 3.
Off that if you want. And then I don't know what source this is, but I'll allow him to continue.
the checking the fair value. You can click on valuation here, and you can scroll down.
That looks like macro axis or something like
And you
that.
can see fair value is 43 cents. We're currently trading like 30,700% over fair value. And
So it's a fair value of 43 cents, according to who?
Probably the financial statements that all of these websites use. I mean, okay.
There's basically no stock in the stock market that is at its fair value. Fundamentals were thrown out of the window a long, long time ago. But okay.
And you know, one of the reasons is that they're just in bad shape. I show you guys these numbers all the time because I want you to understand how bad the situation
Debt to equity, that's all from the financial quarterlies.
is. Negative 303% debt to equity ratio. So basically, they have $5.4 billion in debt, and they only have like $1.6 billion in cash on hand. So, and the CEO is using, you know, whatever money they have to buy gold mining companies or even acquire more theaters. The problem,
Well, don't forget about the laser projectors.
is that if you're in a losing business, buying more of a losing business isn't going to help you. It's just going to make you lose more. It's kind of
That's
like
true.
If you're in a bad stock, say AMC, buying more of it isn't going to help you. It's just going to make you lose more. It's not a money-making proposition, unfortunately, movie theaters. If you don't believe me, we can take a look at the profitability of the company. And this is something that, you know, people will say, oh, their financials are great, etc. I'll read in the comments like, what are you talking about? Gross profit margins, -5%, right? EBITDA margin, -16%. Like they essentially spend more money than they take in. And no business is sustainable in that regard. And then they have a lot of debt put on top of that. And you have interest rates going up on that debt. It's a real big problem. And I'm just sharing this with you because if you're cool with donating your money to algorithms and professional traders, and if you're cool to donating money to save the movie theater, sure, go for it. Be my guest. But I just want you to understand that it's not set up for a short squeeze. One of the things that this is sort of why AMC became popular is because everyone saw the GameStop saga, right? I saw it. I had some GameStop. I made some money on GameStop. That was a very interesting and unusual situation because the short interest was well over 100%. I think it was like 140% at the peak of short interest. So basically,
Incorrect. It was 226% per the court documents.
Peter, I don't have access to Morningstar Premium, so I can't see that. But Yeah.
There was a
But I mean, we have to understand Peter Lynch has access to everything. So
theoretical possibility of an infinite squeeze with GameStop. That was a sort of the thing is that they just couldn't cover all the shares because they were over shorted, over 100% shorted. That's why that was a very special, unusual situation. It caught media attention, and we all had our stimulus checks and we're buying in this thing, right? AMC was a secondary play because the stock was much cheaper. I think at that time you could buy it for $2 or $3 or whatever, maybe $6, and it ran up to crazy heights in about a 2-week period, something like that. 72, I think, was the peak. And then basically it's been declining for almost a year now. And that's what it's going to continue to do because stocks tend to trade on fair value. Now,
all right, so you heard him. He said it's going to continue to downtrend. So Chris Norland knows what's going to happen. It's going to, per his words.
Well, just like these guys, like Jack here, he knows it's going to shoot up to $1 million per share. I mean, oh, this is, all right.
Continue in a downtrend. Time will tell.
Now, it's certainly true. There's been several people, on YouTube, social media, and wherever you want to look on Reddit, et cetera, just keep pumping this thing up. So that's certainly true that this is a continual pump and dump. That is very, very true. But which is also very, very true is that people run out of money. People run out of money to play the game. And, in particular, the thing that's kind of most disturbing about it is I'm looking at here, the volume today was 26 million. Average volume is 54 million. So the volume is going down. And what I've told you guys over and over again is that for this to do anything at all, you need have crazy volumes of 200 million volume and upwards of 700 million volume if you want to get anything. That was sort of the run up back in June of last year when you had volume in the 700 million, but that was the peak. And sort of what happens to a lot of people who are...
Okay, so he's talking about volume.
Okay, so, oh, thanks, Manuel. Let's see, fair value 34.24. Where's the that it's a Q. Is it a footnote or I don't know. Anyway, uncertainty very high. Financial health weak. Economic moat narrow. Economic moat. Provides amenities such as plush power recliners, MacGuffin's full bars, AMC dine-in, da 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 da. Okay. Price to fair value ratio right around 0.5. Into 2019 it was 0.6. Okay, interesting. This is recent. Cool, thanks for that. All right.
AMC has wild volume compared to any other stock in the stock market. Its volume is much, much higher than the average. And he's talking about you need 200 million to 700 million.
Well, no, I mean, come on. It's clearly not. That's what he just said. I mean, we can go here and look at this historical, and we can see, you know, the volume has been down. And we've talked about this before. And oh, look, on the 28th of March, when there happened to be 226 million shares traded, oh, you had, you know, a 44% up day. Here's last summer, last June. You know, you're not going to get a 95% move on 25 million shares. It's just not. It's not. Just like killing Michael Myers, it's not possible.
Per day. Well, AMC has had that multiple times, so you can look it up.
Who are new to the markets is you get addicted to the game. You get addicted to, you know, hoping that it's going to do crazy things. Every now and then it goes up and does something crazy, like say, you know, once every 3 months it'll, you know, maybe go up 10%, 15% like that. And you think, oh no, it's going to go up to crazy amounts. And you buy more and then it just sinks right back down to where it was. And, you know, to understand this game, it's all about buy low, sell high. Unfortunately, all these people out there probably watching this video, you know, maybe bought the 40s, maybe bought the 50s. Who knows what price you bought at?
I bought at $5.
And you're just hoping that
Good for you, Jack. Good for you.
it goes back to these levels. And so you're every day on social media typing everyone, oh, it's going to go back, it's going to go back. And unfortunately, sometimes you lose in life. It just happens. Sometimes you make a bad decision and you lose. And what you need to do is realize that you made a bad decision and cut your losses and move on and be done with it. But I know that this AMC thing can be, you know, extremely addictive for new people. And, you know, the unfortunate thing is that there's people that out there to keep feeding you lies over and over again. And I'm just here to tell you the truth. And I know people get mad because I'm telling people the truth. I'm showing people real numbers about the stock.
Real numbers from Seeking Alpha.
Showing you that the borrowing fee.
Where are your real numbers from, Jack? Seriously, you haven't said a single number. You haven't used a single source. All you've done is shit on the ones that Chris is using. I mean, this is laughable. Laughable. Laughable, man.
Fee is too low. Showing you the short interest.
Borrowing fee rate from one broker dealer out of dozens.
Interest really isn't that high and just not set up for a squeeze. It's just not. For crazy squeezes, right? You want stuff that, well, there's a couple.
By the way, VW had a SI of 12% and AMC's is 19%, but that's reported. Carry on.
That's reported.
One is you want a really low float. AMC has got like a float of like 600 million shares.
It's not 600 million. It's 511 million.
He said like 600. God, I wouldn't debate Jack just because he's one of these guys like, oh, no. It's not 600 million. It's 513.4. Okay, yeah, I said like 600 million. It's a hell of a lot closer to 600 million than it is to 10 million, okay?
You know, for crazy squeezes, usually you want like basically penny stocks, something really cheap that anyone can buy, right? Like, you know, $1.
Maybe 513 million, but hey, I was off by 2 million.
$2, these kind of stocks.
Oh, okay.
And you want low float because what that means is that there's not that many shares that exist in the world. And if someone puts a bunch of money in it, it goes up very, very quickly, right? There's just not that many shares. GameStop, which is one of the things that happened during the run-up before, has like 1/10 of the shares that AMC has. AMC has 10 times more shares than GameStop.
He's getting ready to pounce.
That's not true. That would mean that AMC has 730 million shares because GameStop has 73 million. So he's saying they have times 10. That's 730 million. That's just not true.
It takes 10 times more money for AMC to move to this.
Man, you know, you can tell Jack is hitting him on all the really important points here. He's hitting him on all the important points. Yes. And yeah, I mean, these VW comparisons, you know, yeah, they're not prudent at all.
Kind of price levels that GameStop is at. And the money's just not there. And I know I'm sound so mean and stuff because I show you like real numbers and stuff like that, but it just...
real numbers from Seeking Alpha.
Again, real numbers from Seeking Alpha.
it concerns me that new people get sucked into this, thinking that, you know, this whole AMC thing is going to go to ludicrous numbers, and there's people out there just constantly telling you every day, oh, just buy and hold and you're going to win.
Yes.
Just buy and hold and you're going to expose Wall Street corruption. Like, where's the corruption?
And that's a good, fantastic point, Manuel. The element of surprise is gone. That is so important. That is so important. I can't, you know, when you have everybody believing that X is going to happen, you know, we didn't know it was going to happen last May, last June. We didn't really know. And something happened. A lot of people thought something might happen, you know, that kind of thing. But now you have, you know, all these guys saying it is going to happen. It's not even an if, it's a when. Well, I'm sorry, you know, but that the market doesn't reward that, generally speaking. So yeah, that element of surprise thing, I think that's a huge point. Unless everybody on Monday decided to buy, you know, to mortgage, they got a second mortgage on their house and sell their car and their left kidney and their kids and, you know, buy shares and call options, then maybe that would be a surprise. That would be surprising, but yeah, I mean, it's just not there.
Corruption. I'll tell you, the corruption is people on YouTube lying to you every day. There's that.
Boom. Oh yeah, boom. Absolutely.
Homeless guy in the park, always, he makes like 5 videos a day telling you lies. Oh, we're gonna win, we're gonna beat everything. It's just not true. You know, this is what's happening. At the end of the day, if all stocks are going down in the market, everyone's losing, right? Not just like one or two people of hedge funds, etc. Everybody's losing. And you know, when I see markets crashing like this, and I feel sorry for people who, you know, continually believe the lies that you hear on social media, it's really worrisome, especially for new people, because I want you to do well in the market. I want you to build wealth over time, and I want you to learn that in the stock market,
He wants you to do well, but also check out all the affiliate links in his description. Continue onward.
can do very well. Unfortunately,
What about all the affiliate links in your peers, the other AMC influencers? I mean, come on. He has not actually presented one rebuttal.
Everything's manipulated.
Not presented one rebuttal here at all. It's coming.
You can't win.
We know it's coming, Model 3.
Only rich people can win at stocks, and us regular people can never win. It's just simply not true. If you invest in companies that make money, if you invest in companies that make money in the future, and you invest in companies with CEOs that care about you, the shareholder, you can do really great. Unfortunately, you know, you have a CEO.
Fundamental investing is gone. You will go extinct if you invest on fundamentals.
Oh, okay. Fundamental investing is gone. Reminds me of that Short the VIX clip.
Go look at Tesla if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Aron, and he just basically just lies to you every day and plays into the meme stuff and just basically trying to lure you in to get money from you. And he's made $40 million off AMC by pumping this thing up and then dumping shares and like even telling you, hey, everyone, I'm going to even dump shares and get rich off of you. And it's really disturbing, actually.
Okay, so he just claimed that the CEO of AMC pumps and dumps shares on his shareholders. So here are the positive financial results, by the way. If you want to talk about positive fundamentals, negative fundamentals, this was February 1st. So we got a positive EBITDA more than $145 million, positive operating cash generated more than $215 million, and record year-end liquidity position more than $1.8 billion, strongest AMC quarter in 2 years. And then as far as the...
Okay, where is that other site that, here it is, that Manuel sent me, roic.ai. By the way, great site. Let's see. Yeah, net profit. We're looking at net profit. operating margin, you know, equity, ROI, book value, PE ratio, earnings per share. I mean, none of that's reflected in this tweet. And you know, that's and a lot of times they do that. They give you the revenue number. Okay, great. You brought in record revenue, but your margin is shit. So, of course, you bring in more revenue, everything's more expensive.
Strongest AMC quarter in That was part of the plan from the jump. Check it out. Back in August, this is from January, by the way. Back in August, I said that at age 67, I'd sell some AMC shares toward year end. All trading decisions out of my hands under guidelines of a Chase 10B51 plan spread over 3 months. Those sales are now all finished. I still own or plan to vest in 2.3 million AMC shares. I am in. But sure, he's pumping and dumping.
But you know, that it is what it is. You know, and it's certainly true that AMC may be pumped and dumped forever. But don't think it's ever going to go to ludicrous levels. You know, from looking at the chart, and you guys can see it for yourself, it's on a downward trend, and it may, you know, like I said, it may go up 10 to 50%, maybe once every 2 months, but overall it will be on a downward trend. And what happens is people sort of get FOMO'd into it, buy too high, and then they just keep perpetuating the losses. So certainly unfortunate.
Okay, Lynn.
The RSI is currently trading at 40. You know, if you're wondering, like, what's this thing going to do, wait for the RSI to get to 30, maybe to 20. I'm sure there'll be buyers that come in, and like I said, it'll go up maybe 10, 50% like that, and then it'll sell off again. And just, you know, like I said, every couple of months it might do that, but don't expect it to go to like ludicrous levels. And I keep telling you guys before, if it ever sees 20 or mid 20s, you want to be on the selling mode, thinking, okay, time to sell the pops, and play it smart. But you know, the thing that's sad about this is that there's so many new people in this that just don't realize that this is what's the right word to say? This is an algorithm trading game, and unfortunately, most of you are probably going to lose. So I just want to share these thoughts with you. It's just it's frustrating for me every day to see people lie to you, and I just want to tell you the truth in this thing. It doesn't cost the hedge funds or whatever shorts to hold this very much. It's 1.19% borrowing fee. The short interest is much too low for any kind of crazy squeeze. Retail is out of money, and the volume is really, really down. It's at 26 million.
That's all the shit, literally everything that we've been saying, by the way.
It's very, very low. So that's what's going on with AMC, and I just want to tell you the truth of this. Love to hear your thoughts on this thing, and I wish you luck, and I'll see you in the next video.
You heard it here first. Retail is out of money. He'd be surprised if AMC goes to $20, and he says it's going to continue the downtrend. So let's just take a brief look at Chris Norland's YouTube channel real quick. Chris, you're probably a great guy, but I disagree with many of the things that you've said, and I have refuted them. So let's look at all these videos, right?
Okay.
All these videos. They're all on current news topics. So why do you make so many YouTube videos on a current news topic? That's because you want subscribers. Why do you want subscribers? So you can make affiliate money off the affiliate links. This is not even all of them. Look at all these videos.
Yeah, these videos have like, most of them have, I don't know, a few hundred views, 200 views, 300 views, 100 views. Every once in a while there's one 6.6, but that's on a tech topic. You know, it's on a tech topic. What else we got here? Airline passenger duct tape to seat, 3,000 views.
It's fear-mongering 24/7. Video games, too addictive.
Fear-mongering.
Eviction ban is back. Should you quit your job? Should you quit your job? Again.
I mean, not to mention these are from 7 months ago, so.
Misinformation gets more clicks. The irony. I love it.
Well, I mean, the irony is he doesn't have that many views on his videos. So, no, you're just an idiot, Jack. Jesus Christ.
A whole bunch of videos on current news topics. Oh, he covered AMC quite a lot. So, a whole bunch of videos on current news topics, affiliate links.
So what?
Out the yin yang.
I bet he does too.
And
Model 3.
I believe every point that he brought up, I refuted successfully. If I didn't, let me know in the comments below. But
oh, yeah. You believe that? You believe that you did. Wow. You are... Oh, man. Let's see. Not sure I've ever witnessed such an enormous word vomit in my life. Thanks, Jackson. He hasn't even talked about FTDs yet, so we got to keep going, apparently.
But we'll continue to refute them. So check it out right here. AMC swung to positive cash flow recently, operating cash of $46.5 million, and free cash flow swung to an $8 million gain from a prior year drop of $375.7 million. If you care about fundamentals, they absolutely mean nothing in a short squeeze, by the way, okay? Check this out. Aron posted this February 6th.
Anybody catch the irony there? He's reading that from Seeking Alpha. God. Oh, my God.
In a short squeeze, by the way. Okay? Check this out. Aron posted this February 16th.
Well.
Would you look at this? Justice Department is pursuing wide-ranging investigation of short sellers. Federal prosecutors are investigating whether short sellers conspired to drive down stock prices. Now, Aron is the CEO of only one company, and that is AMC Theaters. So to me, he is alluding to the fact that AMC was the victim of abusive short sellers that are...
Or he knows that y'all think that, and he is playing you. I mean, I don't know.
Are being looked into by the DOJ.
Wow, look, Aron follows Jack. Follows Jack Hunter. He's blocked me. Jack, not
this
Aaron.
I already talked about.
Not Aron.
It was part of a plan, a Chase 10B51 plan. There was no pumping and dumping. Objectively, there was no pumping and dumping. But you can think what you think. I'm not here to force people to think any certain way whatsoever. If you want to look at theaters fundamentally, so this is by quarter. So Q1 of 2000.
But he already said none of this shit has anything to do with the short squeeze, so why are you even talking about it? That's my question.
21 did very poorly, okay? So it was, rebounding from the COVID recession. 2020 Q1 did well, but if you see Q4...
Ziggy, somebody's got to come in and buy the stock. Somebody's got to come in and buy the stock for him.
Of 2020, it did not do well. Okay, it makes sense because we were in a COVID pandemic. And then if you look at
at least
Q2,
he knows that. At least he got that part.
Look at this year. It's already off to almost 400 million in cumulative gross at an average of 5.7 million per film. If you look at Q1 of 2022, $1.3 billion. And there were only 129 releases. There's typically about 250 releases. So that was an average of 10 million. That's actually right on par with how movies were doing in the early 2000s, all the way until the COVID pandemic hit, okay? And then if you want to talk about why there's a possibility of a short squeeze, well...
Oh, look! He's wearing his nice clothes in this video.
Likely a lot of synthetic shares, and synthetic shares are nothing new. So everyone say...
Here we go.
Okay. And then if you want to talk about why there's a possibility of a short squeeze, well, likely a lot of synthetic shares. And synthetic shares are nothing new. So remember when...
Likely. Likely a lot of synthetic shares. Likely.
Technologies did that vote, and we did
I saw that
data
manual.
extrapolation. So we came up with the numbers of 67.9 million divided by 63.6 thousand. So there were 63.6 thousand.
Oh, from the Say Technologies vote. Wow, he's reaching back on this one.
Individual voters on a certain question by Timothy B, and their shares added up to 67.9 million collectively.
Yeah,
if you divide that,
that's what's called a biased sample. Biased sample. It's not anywhere close to being accurate.
Straight out extrapolation, you would get each retail shareholder.
Extrapolation is I mean, you just don't do that. That's not what an average is meant to tell you. It's just not. At all.
1,067 shares. That would give you 2.18 billion total shares of AMC. That's the float more than 4 times over. Now,
because an average is literally the average. There are people who have more. There are people who have less than the average. So multiplying the average by the number of shareholders you think there are. So it's wrong on both sides.
Even if you divide that by 4, you still get 1.09 billion total shares. You divide that by 4, you still get the float sold 2 times over. Okay, now that's evidence of naked shorting. That's evidence of synthetic shorts. Now,
synthetic
he
shorts.
was using Seeking Alpha as the short interest reporter. There are many ways to fake short interest and make it appear smaller. You can mark your short as a long, happens all the time. You can have a naked short, happens all the time. You can short.
Happens all the time. Yet there's no evidence that's ever been shown. He'll get to the FTDs though. I have a feeling he's going to use FTDs as a justification, as a piece of evidence for naked shorts. What do you guys think? I don't know.
Through ETFs, happening all the time. You can short using deep out of the money puts and deep in the money calls, happens all the time. You can short using synthetic shares via failures to deliver. When you fail to deliver, you're just adding a synthetic share or an IOU, and that increases.
Where did this nonsense start? Listen to this.
When you fail to deliver, you're just adding a synthetic share or an IOU, and that increases the supply of the total shares artificially.
An IOU. An IOU. Like, did that start with Lou? I mean, an IOU. That's what Wall Street uses. Yeah, they use IOUs. DTCC accepts IOUs in lieu of actual shares. I mean, and there it is.
Which then reduces the reported short interest, okay? Now, I want to tell you...
But why? How? How does that even make sense? You're not even talking about short selling. That is not even... Anyway, okay.
About this interview with SEC enforcement lawyer Jacob Frenkel. He was talking to Melissa Lee, Naked Shorts, yeah.
Great.
Shout out to her. In a feature called Naked Truth on Naked Shorts. Are markets being manipulated? Okay, so Frenkel says, well, it's not entirely illegal. So she asked him, is naked shorting happening in the market? He goes, yes, it is. Well, it's not entirely illegal, but yes, in the large cap market, it absolutely would be illegal if a party is unable to locate the shares, borrow the shares, deliver the shares. Yes, under those circumstances, it is illegal. And it's something that's been going on in the market for a long time. This is a former SEC enforcement lawyer. What really has happened here is companies like GameStop, AMC, all these meme stocks have brought naked short selling really to the forefront of the market. And this is something that's been going on for a very long time in a small cap market. And it's very much a problem. This is from SEC, former SEC enforcement lawyer Jacob.
That's all very misleading because, yeah, there are legal forms of naked shorting that are used in order to provide liquidity. That's why you could buy the fucking shares at the price you wanted to buy them at. So, this is incredibly misleading, and there's no evidence of, anything in here. It's just, Melissa Lee is a propagandist. She's been a propagandist ever since that naked shorts, yeah, and probably before. But in terms of this, that is propaganda, 100%. Okay.
Frankel. Okay, now let's look at FTDs.
Here we go.
In 2021, Apple had 37.8 million failures to deliver. The 2021 failures to deliver for Apple were 0.23% of its float. Tesla had 13.7 million failures to deliver. The 2021 FTDs for Tesla were 1.7% of its float. Now, Microsoft had 3.4 million failures to deliver. That is 0.045% of its float. AMC had 209 million failures to deliver in 2021. The float of AMC was 513.22 million. The 2021 FTDs for AMC were 40% of its float. Now, I know you don't typically add up the numbers for failures to deliver, but this is pretty evidential of naked short selling. Now, back to
No,
Chris's
it's not.
channel.
That's the first thing that everything about FTD says. It says it is not necessarily an indicator of naked short selling, and that FTDs can come about as a result of many things, including long positions. You have to understand the market structure. You have to understand how this market works in this internalization, market making, off exchange environment, which, by the way, does not negatively impact price discovery, as they claim. But yeah, but he knows that you're not supposed to add them together, so that's good.
I want to point out one thing, okay? Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to the channel. This is all about growing your account and growing your mind. I was a professor for about 10 years, and you know what they say, those who can't. Love you guys so much. See you on the one. Peace.
I mean, so to cap it all off, he insults people who are teachers. Wow, what a piece of shit. I should have put him on the poll, which, by the way, we're at 67% with 12 votes here. 67% Trey's trades over Lou. Interesting. Okay. Friendly rebuttals. I don't think that was particularly friendly, and I don't think that there was a single rebuttal in here at all. An individual who doesn't believe AMC will squeeze. Believe. Well, you know, believing. You know what they say? I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, let's see Jack day trade. I would love to see that. I would love to see that, because I've seen Matt Kohrs day trade, and it was hilarious. It was hilariously bad. This was last year, last spring, 2021, I believe, or maybe it was last year sometime. But that was back when he actually showed his accounts and his positions and whatnot. Jackson Hunter Freedom at gmail.com. At gmail.com. That's good. Let's see. Comments are just same argument from the beginning, fundamentals versus synthetic shares. He never mentioned that this is not financial advice. He is actually telling people what to do. He even said to sell at 25. And why does he keep looking off to the side? Is he reading a paid script? Oh yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why. I have watched this video this morning. This gay got money from someone 100%. From what I can see, he writes articles for Seeking Alpha. They're trying hard. We must nay close. Melvin is closing their doors, which I mentioned earlier. Gabe Plotkin is going back to his roots as a short seller. So yeah, Melvin Capital's closing. Good. Let's see. second here. Man set himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court building in D.C. Because he couldn't get his AMC. What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, no. Has nothing to do with AMC, apparently. Well, I mean, maybe it does. Okay. Sounds like he's working for the other side. Yep, I certainly am. Dude's been losing money everywhere, and he's a paper hand, so he's trying to get others to do the same. What is he talking about, Jack? Talking about Jack? I don't know. LOL, I seen that video and left comments, but did he agree AMC will be pumped and dumped forever? So even he admits there's a chance. Not really, not really, not really. Did AMC hurt him or something? Did AMC hurt him or something? This Asian guy isn't invited to the cookout after the Moass. Oh, okay. Good God. Okay. Fun times. Okay. Melvin closing at zero. Movement on AMC after other than down. Shiloh. The sloppy eating and spitting seeds on live stream has made Trey very difficult to watch. I think he's trying to brand himself as trailer trash. I used to enjoy his videos a long time ago. Eating and spitting seeds on live stream. I haven't seen that. I've not seen that. But I'm getting messages here. Let's see what we got. AMC the enemy. Okay. John Wick sniping. Is that it? Okay. Yeah, we watched a video a couple streams ago of Trey from last year, and it was way different.
All right.
Way different.
Father wants to keep
like you know, and a lot and stuff that he said like wasn't actually wrong. It was actually, you know, somewhat useful information he was saying, talking about different, you know, aspects of trading. Anyway, here we go. John Wick sniping. Which, you know, I don't even know about this guy. Like, he had the, where he called Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and all that. He had those clickbaits. And then, you know, his drama, his fake AMC is not going to squeeze as a test to the algos, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And now he's jumping on the AMC or the Ape Father versus Lou versus Wall Street thing. All right.
All right. Ape Father wants to keep going with it, so I'm going to continue as well. So let's address you directly, you fat fuck. Number one.
Wow.
You want to talk about facts. You're 44 years old. I'm 43 years old.
Wow.
I don't think that speaks for itself. You are disheveled. You're fucking melting on fucking YouTube. And you're talking about views of which you have to put out 30 videos a day to get that viewership. I've only been on YouTube for 4 or 5 months, you stupid fuck. You don't even know, like, math? Of course you've got more views, man. You are a dumb motherfucker. Now I can see, like, why Lou just went so far, and I thought now I agree.
And you know, remember,
I guess at this point, the enemy of my enemy.
One thing that Trey said last year was one thing that will bring this movement down. Remember, he said would be infiltration, and I think he meant like, oh, the hedge funds are going to infiltrate us, and but you know, now it's clear that it's not yet Model 3. Not yet, but man, will it happen? I don't know. Good thing I don't have that prop betting website. That's all I'm going to say. Because, yeah. All right, here we go.
Me is my friend. So here's what I'm going to do now to you. Since you like to be a scumbag, I'm going to show you.
I'm going to be a scumbag as well.
People can be. I'm going to play devil's advocate. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to expose you fully. I am going to put out a bet. I'm going to bet you $1,500. Okay? $1,500. Just respond to this video. Tell me where you want to put it. I'm going to bet you $1,500 that your pussy ass is never going to see Lou. Never. $1,500. And I will put in within 60 days. That way you can do your whole element of surprise, which is, you know what? That's another pussy move. So here's how you are revealing to the
actually
community
frightened
that you
about
have
that
a
fact,
fucking
man.
vagina between your legs, and that the real man in the relationship is your wife. Because you don't announce what you're going to do to people. You just do it. You're all talk.
Well, you know what? We can extend this analogy and use it as a reason why, you know, where I'm going with this. But you don't announce it, you just do it. Well, it's been announced. It's been announced into the ground. I love when these guys debunk themselves. I really do. And yes, apparently this is real.
Zero action. And whereas before you said that I called you a coward, but I didn't say that, now I'm not even going to call you a coward. I'm going to call you a pussy ass excuse for a man. You are just one big pile of shit. And if you were in my presence, I'd slap a fucking cannoli out of your ass. That's really what you've got.
Well, that's threatening physical violence. So, yeah, that's not legal either, dude.
In your fucking body and in your brain is a whole bunch of fucking steak and cannolis, and I would slap fucking a cannoli right out of your ass. You are such a soft excuse of a man that you keep on using the same script over and over. You used it on Chad, you used it on the Commander 35, you use it on Tendy Time, you use it on
Chad. Oh man, you guys remember Chad? Do you remember Chad? Holy shit, that's going back. Chad. Wow. Not Chad Daybell either.
Used it on everybody. The broccoli and the Brussels sprouts narrative. Bro, you have absolutely no life. You're stuck in a marriage you didn't want to get into, and now you can't get out of. You know that, and the community knows that. I definitely know that. This is why you got yourself into the issue with Lou, because you like to fucking play. You like to press buttons from an IV tower, but your pussy ass ain't gonna do shit. That I could tell you. I know a pussy when I see a pussy. And you, my friend, are a huge pussy. You're not gonna do shit. And if you wanna set up something with me, please, let's set it up. I wanna record it. I wanna show everybody how soft of a fucking excuse of a man that you are. Hit me up on Twitter.
I don't really see the point of this. I don't really understand the point of this. Like, this isn't helping anything. I mean, I suppose it's helping just, you know, show how silly this whole thing is and how it's falling apart and how it's fraying at the edges. But, like, this is, you know, yeah, this is bad. This is bad. All right.
All of a sudden, you don't know the name? Twitter, John Wicks.
Yeah, I think it is. It is assault on a. I don't know.
Sniping or
they
IG,
are unraveling.
John Sniping. Send me a direct message. You don't even have to make it public because we know that that's all you're doing it for is for YouTube. You're so soft. You're softer than a fucking Jello cup.
I mean, how
I can see it.
How much courage does it take to sit here and make a video saying this kind of shit to somebody who's halfway, you know, thousands of miles away from you? You know, I mean, seriously, what?
Fucking even a loud argument with somebody. You are a scared little bitch inside, and you ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. So I'm gonna repeat one last time. I am putting up a bet, $1,500. That's a nice size bet. I know you're probably gonna try to get it out by trying to say, no, let's bet $1 million, knowing that nobody has $1 million. You don't have it. I don't have it, but you think you win the bet by just raising the stakes. So I'm going to put out a reasonable bet, and all the comment bots, go swarm his sorry ass. Go, if you want to divide somebody out of this community, attack bots, attack the Eight Fathers.
Well,
the problem with that is
to
attack the Eight Father. because what he is he is poison in this community. He's rotten, he's melting, and he wants to take everybody with him because he is down a dickload of money in this stock, and he doesn't know who to blame, and probably his wife's going nuts because he's got all their money put there, and that was money for their family, and that's what a loser does.
Now, I've talked about this potentially impacting people's domestic situations, not relating to any specific person, but that is a concern. But you know, yeah, I agree. It's kind of drama helps views.
You know
yeah.
it. You know it. Come on, don't fucking play games with people. You know you're a fucking loser. You know you've been a loser. Let me just tell you this too. You suck as a musician. You are fucking terrible. Like,
wow.
I don't even mind watching your videos until you start the singing bullshit. You are just terrible at it. You never succeeded. You never will succeed at it. You know that. Come on, stop fucking with everybody. You know you're talentless. You're pumping out 30 videos and you're so stupid. You're sitting there comparing your channel to mine when you've been doing this for, what did you say, 18, 19 months? I've been doing this for 4 or 5 months. And I've already got almost 5,000 subs. And I've got almost 400,000 views. That's about 100,000 a month. Your math is great. You just don't understand how to really, you don't want to talk about the variables. So you've been doing this for a very, very long time. I have not. So listen up, you fat fuck. Just like everybody's been saying, you're a fucking racist. You're a fucking piece of shit. Everybody knows you're a racist. I knew that. I just didn't say anything. I was just like, yo, they're right about this motherfucker. He is a racist.
Jesus.
You are for sure a racist. You can tell in the way you speak. You speak down on people. All your fucking analogies of broccoli and all this stupidity. That you don't even you're too dumb to even understand that you're revealing your thought process. I can read it all over you. You are as racist as anything. I'm sure you are so racist upon black people that it's not even funny. I watched what
is this guy talking about, man? This is terrible. Oh my God.
It was obvious. So now what you've done is now you've unleashed somebody that is going to fucking bury you. I'm going to bury
grown men with their, worried about, their egos.
you whichever way you want. You want me to do it on YouTube? We'll do it on YouTube. You want to do it in person? We'll do it in person. We'll do it fair. No weapons, nothing. We'll use these. We'll see how good you do with these.
Okay, all right.
How good. How many times you've been in that spot? Listen, I'll just show you one thing. And even the bots, they like to make fun of it. You think this nose is crooked for a reason? What do you think? I just fell? Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it. Let's fulfill one of these threats. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Let me know what you want to do. We'll meet at a neutral site, and I'll get camera people to come out and they'll film it. And we'll see how tough you really are. The only thing I'd be afraid of is getting any of your disgusting fucking body hair anywhere near me. That would be your only weapon against me. But let me tell you something. The moment you even see me in real life, you fucking pass out because you are soft. You're soft as your fucking jello fucking stomach. That's how soft you are. So I'm going to end this video by saying, I am willing to bet you $1,500, okay? And we will make it public on YouTube, $1,500, that within 30 days from today, okay, you will never, ever step up to Lou because you're soft. You're a soft little baby.
Oh, boy. The end of that one couldn't come fast enough. My oldest weekend of AMC story. I think this is a catalyst for next week. Damn, I unsubscribed to Apefather since last year because of his mediocre antics. But I just started to watch him because you straight out called him out on a lot of bluff. I hate to see it goes down like this, but you got me dying laughing about Apefather. God. I am not even him, but I felt those harsh words of insults. He deserves it not to pick sides. Awesome video. You just got yourself another sub. You speak truth, and I like that. Yikes. This schoolgirl drama is absolutely ridiculous. I think Richie may go over the edge and actually do something he will regret. Not saying that you started this because I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but you should be the bigger man and drop it. Where I'm from, we don't talk. We just throw hands and call it a day. If Apefather can do 10 push-ups, I'll sell all my shares. Wow. Oh my God. It's not hilarious. It's not on point. Yes, thanks for sending that one, Manuel. Ay, ay, ay. Real Housewives of AMC. Real Housewives of AMC. And he does look like he's 65 pounds soaking wet. He looks to be that. Be anything if we didn't do the obligatory.
What's going on, apes?
Clay.
Welcome back to Finance News. Thank you so much for joining us today and for your support. Clay here with a massive AMC update.
Massive.
We continue to see the short sellers increase their short percentage as their bad bets get even worse. Be sure to stick around, but before I get into it, please make sure...
Oh, really? We continue to see it increase. Locked around 20, wants to hit 20, close to 20, close to 20, nearing 20, basically at 20, holding 20, kept around 20. Being walked down, staying above, well, that was last week, but still increasing.
Sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe.
No.
Dollars by
no.
Money. Not
No.
for me. Guys,
All right.
check this out. Call an ambulance, but not for me. On any given day, 70 to 93% of the AMC volume is traded in the dark pool. However, new data is suggesting that quite a bit of this volume is shorted as well, showing that the hedge funds are still up to their...
Look at this. More total just... God, this is just... I don't even know. I mean, no, that's not what this means. Well, I'll let him talk about it, but you guys
New data
know.
is suggesting that quite a bit of this volume is shorted as well, showing that the hedge funds are still up to their old tricks. This is bullish, and the only thing that could make this better was if the short interest moved upwards significantly, especially given the low volume that we have been seeing in AMC. We consistently traded under 30 million shares every day this week, indicating that on a daily basis, the hedge funds are shorting an additional 15 to 20 million shares of AMC.
What?
And as we continue to see them place bad bets, we can be sure that the end is near. We are also seeing hundreds of thousands of shares.
Okay, this is from Friday. On Fidelity. These aren't short sales. These are sell orders. So, I mean, it is low. It's super low. But it's pretty darn close to 50-50.
Shares marked as short exempt, while they are not confined by Regulation Show or the uptick rule. Yet, despite the hedge fund's best attempts to drive the price down, we are still seeing some major movement in AMC. Dogman73 tweets, consolidating and...
Okay, yeah, we did a video not that long ago on, well, whenever it was. Short volume is not what you think it is, I think. Yeah. So... Again, the way the market is structured now with these internalizers and off-exchange execution, a lot of long positions come about as a result of short selling by the market maker, not positional short selling like they're creating a short position, but just operational short selling, liquidity providing short selling that is legally required to be covered. Basically, at the same time. So we did a video on that specifically, so I'm not going to go any further into it, but it is very much misinformation. And yeah, I mean, it's easy to see how it would be botched because of all this misinformation. I mean, that's the reality. Yeah.
Will carry on for another week, IMO or Gamma, anytime, who knows. I buy and hold.
Well, and we talked about the Gamma thing recently too, about how these meme stocks are not being hedged the same way, because, shame me once, shame me twice kind of thing. Market makers will adjust. They will, figure out ways to be delta neutral without contributing to the craziness. Of course, now it's not really even an issue because the volume is dried up.
Hold. Y'all gatekeepers, yes, no. I'm learning the market to be liquid and taking profits. Forget y'all's drama, this ain't a game. Y'all emotional, I'm passionate, not same apes. AMC is deep into a consolidation cycle that has been happening for several weeks, and even more so after the run-up to $34 and the level-up, level-down halt that stunted our growth. As we can see on the chart...
I mean, how did it stunt? Yeah, so it was on the downside that it got halted. So that didn't really stunt anything. If anything, it stopped the selling, but whatever.
We are coming close to the end of the cycle, which is a bullish indicator that we are primed for a breakout and a massive run-up in the very near future. The next breakout stands to be a massive catalyst that could lead AMC on another huge run to the upside, especially if we once again see the volume of AMC move upwards. Remember, we traded the entire float in 3 days just a few weeks ago, and on the day we ran up to $72.
You didn't trade the entire float. I mean, maybe you traded the equivalent of it, but you didn't trade the entire float.
We saw more than twice the float traded in a single day. This shows what type of buy pressure will be required to trigger Moass. However, much of this buy pressure will come from the hedge funds as they try to cover their short positions. However, they continue to drive the price of AMC down with naked shorting, and the SEC has plans to let them continue. Tequila M68 tweets, my comments starting 003. The SEC has an obligation to ensure a fair and equitable market for all investors, not just corporations, hedge funds, and market makers. By enacting new rules midstream that would greatly benefit corporate investors to the detriment of retail investors is in no way ensuring fair and equitable markets to retail investors. It's like the baseball commissioner trying to change the rules of baseball at the top of the ninth when your friends are down 10-0. If you change the out rule from 3 to infinite, how is that a fair and equitable game? If this rule is to be enacted, it needs to be applied to new investments, beginning of a new game, from X date moving forward, not existing investments. It's a shame that HFs and MM shorted company shares to the extent that they have in hopes of making a quick buck when the companies are driven out of business. But the investors who stepped in to save these companies...
What companies are driven out of business here? Especially from short selling. I fail to see the connection there.
Should not be sideswiped because the HFs and MMs are on the wrong side of an investment for once. Make things fair and equitable for everyone and delay this ruling and make it applicable to new investments only if it must be enacted.
The one, dude who got caught on the other side of it got destroyed. I mean, anyway. Oops.
Acted at all. The new SEC regulations are great news for the future. However, for the time being, it would allow the hedge funds to sidestep said regulations and effectively get out of their...
So the point of this comment here is that, don't apply it to existing investments so that we can still get our short squeeze, but just do it to new investments going forward. Let's exempt us from it. I mean, come on. Why would you even take the time to write this comment? So every shareholder sold, then bought back at their same position. Yeah. I don't think they do listen to themselves.
Leaving retail investors at a disadvantage. We need to ensure that we are doing everything in our power to disallow this from happening, and one of the best ways to do so is to ensure that we voice our displeasure to the SEC. Of course, there is a chance that it will fall on deaf ears, given that Gary Gensler is busy focusing his attention elsewhere. Live to being you replied to Gary Gensler on Twitter, Gary, I love how you are trying to educate. However, less videos and more protection of people's investments from HFT would be better. Average person doesn't have a supercomputer in their den to place millions of trades every second based on an algorithm.
Well, you don't need to. You don't need to have that.
You keep doing yourself a disservice when you don't address the issues that plague the market. Congress gave you the SEC power and dominion over it all, but we want to see more crackdowns and you working with the DOJ and FBI to deal with the corrupt and manipulative marketplace. The corruption and manipulation is everywhere, but you can't say, oh look, save for retirement, and then not enforce the rules governing the market when it comes to basic things like FTDs.
Basic things like FTDs. Okay.
If you can fix our problems, you'll...
I mean, what FTDs? Let's look. I mean, you see this change here. It goes up, and then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes up a little bit more, then it goes down, then it goes way down, then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down. FTDs are a non-issue. I wish people would actually learn about them. I've talked about it until I've been blue in the face before.
You'll have one large support group, but if you can't, then no. While we know that the SEC is outgunned and undermanned, we continue to see them focus their attention away from market corruption and instead focus on other things like Gary Gensler making educational videos for investors.
Yeah, how dare he make educational videos for investors? Why? I mean,
it would all be well and good if we also saw them doing their jobs. It is frustrating to see them lose focus on their one job, which is to create more fair, equitable, and transparent markets. We are hoping that...
I mean, well, the thing about that is, see, if you go over to the SEC, you know, there's all kinds of enforcement happening. Look at all this stuff just from last week. These are all enforcement actions, litigation releases. Then you have administrative proceedings. A bunch of those went out as well. Some of these are the same, related to the same case. Or trading suspensions. Okay, no trading suspensions recently. Okay, that's that's a little outdated, huh? But you know, you can see that the SEC is definitely doing stuff. They're just not doing what the apes want them to do, which, you know, makes me personally, you know, that should be kind of a red flag or an indicator, like, okay, is it really what the, you know, all these people, what the narrative, is that really true?
They step up.
If it were, you know, I don't know.
Their game in the near future, including with the Department of Justice investigation. However, this is a long process and we still haven't seen what's happening behind closed doors. This is just another sign that we need to keep pressure on the regulatory agencies, something that we have done in the past. And as long as we do, the Moass is imminent. Well, that's it for this video. As always, please make sure...
All right. Great. All right, so let's see. Antoinette sold off at 32, bought back in at 18. I did with what Trey did. I bought puts and calls. How far out? What expiration date? I'm just curious. How far into the future? Huh. Astro made his own HFT algo for AMC and GME, and I need help. Another Bill Gates leak. Evidence now connects him to Citadel. Oh, I have to see this.
All right, everybody.
Tom Zazzulo coming with the deep scoop here.
Really planning on making a video here today, but we had a big development with the AMC, GameStop, and Citadel situation. We had a big leak with Bill Gates relating to Tesla, but then we had kind of a secondary leak relating to AMC, GameStop, and Citadel. And so I wanted to talk about that here today. Let's get into the first part of the story. This all started when Bill Gates was trying to raise money from Elon Musk for his climate fund plans to mobilize $15 billion into clean tech. Now, obviously, this is ironic because Bill Gates still flies around his private jet everywhere. He may even have multiple. I don't even know at this point. But obviously, that's something terrible to do for the environment, using a whole jet for one person. But that's a little bit of a digression. Let's get into the actual meat of this story here, where we see Elon Musk leaked.
Well, of course, now we're going to go over to Twitter. Let's get into the real story. Let's go to Twitter.
Tweet unintentionally. The New York Times actually leaked it, and Musk says it was from a friend of a friend. He did not intentionally mean to get this out there. But basically, it's Elon Musk calling out Bill Gates for his short position on Tesla. So Bill Gates, or Elon Musk, texts him, do you still have a $500 million short position?
So what if he does? So what if he, I mean, Don't get me started on Elon
against
Musk.
Tesla, where Bill Gates responds, sorry to say I haven't closed it out. I would like to discuss philanthropy possibilities. And then Elon Musk says, sorry, but I cannot take your philanthropy on climate change seriously when you have a massive short position against Tesla, the company doing the most to solve climate change.
Oh, really? Doing the most to solve climate change. God. Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep going here.
And this is a pretty interesting back and forth, I think, personally. It's definitely something that has a lot of merit to it on Elon Musk's side, in my opinion. Now,
how do we know that this is true, first of all? Second of all, merit? What merit does Elon Musk have there at all?
I'm no Elon Musk fanboy. However, I do have to admit that it is very ironic that Bill Gates is shorting probably the single company doing the most to change the climate.
No, he's shorting probably the most overvalued stock in the marketplace right now. All right.
While at the same time trying to mobilize a new $15 billion fund into clean tech. It's like, wouldn't you start with removing your short position? That would be at least what I would expect.
Well, no, see, that's because you don't understand. Like, it's not a bet against Elon Musk. It's not even a bet against whatever Elon Musk's fake environmentalism is. It's an opinion that the stock is overvalued, which is an opinion that's held by a lot of people. So it's this total misunderstanding of pricing and what the marketplace really is, as far as I can see. But yeah, I mean, Tesla is not trying to solve climate change. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, just look into the natural resources that are required just for the batteries. Just for the batteries. And then look at all the plastic. Where does that, I mean...
Like, wouldn't you start with removing your short position? That would be at least what I would expect. But this got a lot of the, people involved in AMC and GameStop kind of starting to ask some questions, because Bill Gates has been vocal against the AMC and GameStop frenzy back last year, saying such speculation has no societal purpose. And honestly, I fully disagree with that. I think this is something that is going to be holding these hedge funds and these financial institutions accountable after decades of running completely unaccountable and completely dishonestly. But I guess that's just a disagreement here. And so...
No, it's a stupidity. It's a lack of understanding. It's bias. And it's inexperience. I mean, it's just absurd. No, it's not going to hold hedge funds accountable. They've made money. They're the ones that are profiting right now. What part of that did these guys not understand? The stock's down. Short positions profit when the stock goes down. Therefore, who's profiting? I mean, I don't even...
After people saw that he was also holding a short position on Tesla, people were like, okay, let's re-examine what's going on between Bill Gates and GameStop and AMC and Citadel, etc. And what actually happened was we had somebody unearthing a partnership since 2003 where BCG has been involved with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations. Now, this obviously, for anybody...
Oh boy, Boston Consulting Group. Uh-oh.
...familiar with BCG is a huge...
Oh my God, a bunch of people that work there used to work for Citadel. That means that there's a connection. Oh shit.
Huge red flag. Now, why is this a red flag? Let's get into it a little bit here. BCG is a consulting firm owned by Citadel. Citadel is the #1 short-selling hedge fund against AMC.
Wait, what? So now BCG is owned by Citadel. I thought I looked that up before. Yeah, I did. It's in my history here. Well, yeah, it's connected to Citadel, according to Frank Nez. I mean, according to Reddit. I'm not going to take that as proof. Citadel Consulting. I don't know. I guess I would need to look into that more. But just to come out and say that Boston Consulting Group is owned by Citadel, I haven't seen the evidence. And as Manuel's saying here, no, there's no proof that Citadel's even shorting AMC. That's... Of course, now, do you mean Citadel the hedge fund or Citadel the market maker? Because they like to lump hedge funds and market makers together as if they do the same thing, as if they serve the same purpose, as if they, take the same actions for the same reasons, which is also, just, it's not curious at all. It's an uncurious stance.
AMC and GameStop, especially now that Melvin Capital has been bankrupted because of their position against AMC and GameStop. But the bottom line here is that BCG partnering
Mostly
with Bill and
GameStop.
Melinda Gates Foundation since
Citadel Military
2003
College
says a ton about Bill's involvement with Citadel. Now, why does this say so much? Because BCG...
So let's just make what I call juxtapositional implication here. It says a lot. It says a lot.
Is one of the most actively fraudulent consulting companies known to mankind.
Listen to this guy.
Now, there have been
God.
countless companies where BCG has infiltrated these companies, gotten insider information, allegedly provided that insider information to Citadel, which then short sells those exact companies, and mysteriously those companies always end up having issues. Now, the most recent and most publicized...
Okay, yeah. Adam Aron selling shares and preparing for retirement. Make it make sense. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, that's kind of a classic argument. Because remember, they used to say Adam Aron believes in the short squeeze, believes in the Moass. He wants it too. All the they all know. Well, yeah. Well, then why in the... Look at all this selling. Millions, baby. Millions coming. Or, going. Having gone already. 23. 10, so there's 35. There's another 7. So that's the 42, 43 right there. Yikes. But yeah, just logically speaking, well, the insiders, they can't sell during a short squeeze. Yes, they can. But, this doesn't bode well for that possibility.
Example of this is GameStop, actually, where BCG, let's try to find the information here. BCG has been suing GameStop for $30 million of unpaid fees, whereas GameStop says that we do not believe it is in our stockholder.
Yeah, I know he didn't say a word about it. I'm just saying that the influencers intimated that he supported their endeavor to create a short squeeze. I want to clarify that. Yeah, I know he never said anything about it. In fact, what he did say was that, and this is the CEO, so who knows, but there's no evidence of naked short selling or synthetic shares. He said that. But he also said that apes own 90% of the float, excluding the index funds. So, and then they took that completely out of context. So, yeah, Adam Aron made his money. He doesn't care about a short squeeze. But, the point is these influencers are just, they're just totally missing the mark on this.
Holders' best interest.
But thank you for pointing that
pay
out.
The tens of millions of dollars sought by BCG, especially given their seemingly meager impact on the company's bottom line. We will fight the suit, and we are proud that GameStop no longer utilizes the likes of BCG for any services. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble reading here. But the bottom line here is
that's why you don't do... No, I'm just kidding.
GameStop has also alleged in a separate lawsuit that BCG has been providing material insider information about GameStop while they were consulting for GameStop to Citadel, which then in turn short sold GameStop, and obviously had a lot of funny business going on there. This is Ryan Cohen talking about BCG and the problems that he sees with that company. Now, BCG is also heavily involved with the SEC. There are over a dozen different employees of the SEC which have previously worked for BCG. This is another crossover. Vice President of Corporate Strategy for GameStop, also works for Boston Consulting Group. At least he has previously. Retail activist did some research and found a variety of Citadel employees have
this is such
big
old.
ties
Like, this
to
was a couple
BCG,
weeks ago.
and this is something where it just is an ever-growing story. Since this article has been
It's an ever-granding story.
posted, we found more and more people, well, I haven't found them, but other members of the community have found more and more crossover between BCG and other bankrupted companies and other companies that Citadel has been short selling, and the SEC.
We don't even know that they have been short selling it. I mean, really the beef should be, I mean, it shouldn't really even be, but I thought it was, I don't know. It's just such a tangled up mess of misinformation, misunderstanding, and assumptions. You take one assumption and stack another assumption on top of it. I mean, just from the first assumption, you were probably wrong, or you didn't have the full picture, but then you start stacking these assumptions, and now Citadel is shorting the whole market, and they own every company, they own this consulting firm, and everything's a conspiracy. I mean, it's silly. It's really silly.
And ties with the SEC, and just a ton of overlap. BCG is basically just a big mess.
You want to talk about overlap? I mean, let's see here. What is that called? Trying to find this here, but for this, where is it? Here you go. You want to talk about overlap? God damn it. You want to talk about overlap? I said it was big. I don't know why it didn't let me do it. This isn't even the one. This isn't even really the one I like, but it's the first one that came up here. Interconnectedness of companies through shared board members. Whenever a line goes to another color here, those are board members that exist on both boards. So, the point is just that, yeah, there's a lot of inbreededness, inbreeding, I guess, in corporate capitalism. I mean, that's the way it is. Like, why aren't you bitching about the fact that there are Boeing people on the board of Boeing who are also on the board of AT&T or 3M or U.S. Bancorp, or where is this one? I can't even tell where this one goes. AbbVie, or J.P. Morgan Chase and Walmart share board members. Oh my. And look, there are 4 board members, J.P. Morgan Chase, there are 4 board members who are shared with other companies. So it's just interesting. But does it mean that the stock market is, that everything is conspiracy? Maybe. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Buy and hold a stock. Okay. Plotkin is plotting to finish off AMC. They're going to let it run to get the sell off. That's entirely possible.
And the reason why, obviously we're talking about this is that BCG has been partnered with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation since 2003. Do you think in these past almost 20 years, in these past 19 years, there hasn't been any overlap between Citadel's consulting company, Bill Gates, Citadel, Ken Griffin?
Straw man argument 101. Weak logic 101. I mean, my God. They've been associated since 2000, almost 30 years, 20 years. Do you think that there's no blah, blah, blah? I mean, in 20 years, they have to have blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. That's solid evidence, bro.
GameStop short selling.
My God.
That is a question that I guess you can answer for yourself. But given the fact that Bill Gates is short selling Tesla, given the fact that Bill Gates is not necessarily a very honest person in most people's opinion, and given the fact that BCG has had so many problems over the past years, this is something where people are starting to take a much closer look into Bill Gates and his possible involvement with AMC, GameStop, and other of all short squeeze events.
Oh my God.
So that's about it for this video. If you want to share this information, get this a little bit more publicized, feel free to like or share.
Yep.
Also, feel free to just share the information in this video as well if you don't want to share the video. The bottom line is we just got to get people informed on this stuff. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend.
Who in the hell is that?
You just got to get...
Not Bill Gates. Bill Gates. He's the only name mentioned in this caption. Is that Jeff Bezos? Who is that? I don't know. Maybe it's Bezos, but certainly not Bill Gates. Anyway, yeah, they're sitting around talking about AMC. Absolutely. So Tom Zazullo swings and misses again. That's 3 strikes, Tom. I mean, come on, sit down, get back on the fucking bench, dude. Seriously, you've done nothing but spread misinformation since you came back. He went on the DL list. Now he's back from the DL list and, you know, just shitting all over the field. Was it Bezos? Okay. I don't know. Next week it all starts. Shill Talk Daily. Shill Talk Daily. We want our Shill Talk. Come on. What do we want? Shills. When do we want it now?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Check this out. The bedrock of the global monetary system continues to shift.
The bedrock. Is that what he said? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Check this out. The bedrock.
The bedrock. Okay. I understand and appreciate the position that you're in, Antoinette. You know, the truth is nobody knows what's going to happen, but at the same time, if you can hedge what you have with put options or sell some calls, and this is definitely another shit channel for sure. But the plus side is his videos are short, and they're if the information isn't entertaining enough, just listen to it. The bedrock.
Oh my God. Check this out. The bedrock of the global monetary system continues to shift, including 2 pieces of news over the last 24 hours that no one seems to have noticed. Israel is dumping dollars for renminbi, and China is acquiring Russian LNG assets. Nothing to see here. And another nail in the coffin, guys. Dr. Marco Metzler.
Oh,
says
Marco
Metzler.
Another shit influencer.
Inevitable. Israel's central bank will introduce the Chinese yuan and reduce its dollar and euro holdings instead. The dollar's share of global currency reserves has fallen to its lowest levels in more than 2 decades.
And you know what that means. We all know what that means. Short squeeze, of course.
So a lot of people, even in the stock market right now, aren't even 2 decades years old, right? And that's just a proven fact right now. the retail environment,
Good.
The new younger generation
that's comforting. That's comforting.
Getting into the stock market at a very young age, which is actually really good, but also shows us
good for Wall Street
how bad the markets have really gotten. Right? So basically all of their entire life, the markets have not been at where they're at right now, right? And I'm talking about the dollars market.
What?
The US dollar has crushed to a new low. The currency's power is just diminishing and diminishing and diminishing. And at this point, it's looking like we might be nearing, guys, that recession that we have been talking about for a long time now.
What are you talking
First
about,
comes
bro?
COVID. First comes a huge pandemic.
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God. Talking about kids in the stock market. Holy fucking shit, dude. Oh my God. Whatever he reads, he just reparrots it. This is the dollar index. Notice that it is not down. Oh my God.
About for a long time now, right? First comes COVID. First comes a huge pandemic. And then they go off printing. And now we're getting the after effects. Right? Now inflation's starting to kick in. There's so many things happening that it's really hurting a lot of people that are working day-to-day jobs, working endlessly and just losing that currency's value over time. So I do want to know what you guys think down in the comments down below.
Oh, no, you don't.
Is
you
it
don't want to
finally
know what I
happening?
think.
Is it inevitable?
Somebody else heard it too.
And what will we do next?
What
Let
will
me know
we
what
do
you guys think
next?
down in the comments down below.
That is the
As
question.
always,
What will you guys do next? I mean, what will you do next? All right. Let's see. Got a couple more, time for a couple more videos. You know what? We should just make sure there's nothing new popped up. But they are making shit up. No, not a lot of content really coming out today. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Stock J. What? God. I mean, come on. Okay, here's Maston, the misinformed idiot, talking about Bill Gates too. I mean, again, as if, oh, he's shorting Tesla. Oh my God, that's such an unreasonable thing to do. I mean, seriously. Yeah, they all think. Tiger Woods here thinks it's unreasonable because he's a fucking shit investor. He has no clue what he's doing. Oh my God. I don't even know. We have any requests or questions or anything? I'm just oh my God. Melvin Capital is canceled. They are shameless. They just got caught naked short selling. I can't do another Clay video. I think I would get canceled. They have all of the best misinformation, though, is the problem. Tiger would not. Yay. New improvements leading to a potential breakout. What do you want to bet that he's talking about? The lasers.
AMC stock had yet another difficult day today. And you know what? It's not just AMC that is down.
Oh.
You can literally click on anything today, and chances are it was in the red, and it was
That's
deep
true.
in the red. Guys, the SPY was down 2+%. The NASDAQ was down 2+%. The Dow was down 2+%. And yes, AMC was down as well. Now, Aron has announced that AMC will be upgrading its projectors throughout the coming years.
He's right about
that. So I
that.
do talk about that, but more importantly, I want to talk about the price of AMC, how it relates to the market, and when we can expect or should expect some sort of a stop to all of the bleeding that is going on. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. best.
It's sad that this dude and I are from the same state. He must be from Columbus.
Year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here
Become a
every
bro.
single
Even Antoinette could become
crypto.
a bro.
You got a link in the description for Webull. Super simple to set up your
Webull.
account. Any deposit, 5 free stocks. Any $1 crypto trade, $5.
I love it. One side of the mouth, join Webull. The other side of the mouth, dark pool manipulation. Yeah.
Free crypto. And then if you guys want crypto exclusive exchanges, you have those down there as well, each with their own rewards. But let's start with Adam Aron's, I guess, new projectors that AMC Entertainment is going to be buying and implementing. What it means for AMC.
Who cares? Let me repeat. Who cares? This is not going to. All right, Chilo, see ya. Not going to make a difference.
What it means for AMC's, I guess, viewers, and then let's get into the price action on AMC.
Because it makes such a difference if you see the CGI whatever or whatever the oh my god. Okay.
So Adam Aron just announced today, or AMC just announced today, that AMC theaters will be installing, I believe, an additional 3,500 laser projectors. Now, these laser projectors, clearly they're supposed to have better image quality. The colors are supposed to be brighter and more vibrant and so on. Like, I get that. I already think that movie theaters, the screens look excellent anyway. But this is also supposed to be more energy efficient. Adam Aron said that these new lasers are going to be the greenest initiative in AMC Entertainment's 102-year history. So clearly, they're going to be saving AMC on a lot on electricity bills, and that's a good thing.
Well, as long as I mean, yeah, in the long run, maybe.
Over the long run. But this is a $250 million investment. So it's not a cheap initiative whatsoever. They're going to be spending over $250 million to have these projectors installed, but it's going to be over a period of about 4 years. These are going to be installed throughout 2026. So I don't know when the first ones are going to hit movie theaters, but it's going to take a long time to roll these out. And of course, they said it's not a huge upfront cost. So I don't know if they're borrowing that $250 million, and that's why it's not a large upfront cost, or if they're just going to be making payments as they install them. And because it's
you might be able to get a good goddamn deal on a laser projector here soon.
For years. Not exactly sure what the finance side of things look like there, but hopefully they're not taking on any more debt.
That's great.
$1.6 billion in cash. I would expect them to be able to pay for $250 million worth of laser equipment for their projectors if that's the route they decide to go. So clearly Adam is doing very well, and AMC.
So all you had to do is Google it. Installation of the new projectors will start rolling out at AMC auditoriums later this year. Yeah. Okay.
Is doing very, very well at upgrading their movie theaters and trying to increase the viewership experience. You know, better food, better movies, better
variable ticket prices.
I guess screen quality. Audio should be the next thing, right? Improve the audio quality.
Let's go with 120 channel sound.
So improving the fundamentals, great for the long term, great for the long run, and all of that. Now, of course, a lot of people on the comments on these Twitter posts for AMC, very involved and very worried about AMC's debt load. Me as well, right? AMC cannot go on if they don't pay this debt down, and unless revenue increases by a drastic amount, it's going to be difficult to pay down the drastic debt and drastic deferred rent that AMC.
Well, so buy a gold mine.
Owns out there. So I understand the, I guess, concern. Hopefully, you know, we can trust the executive team at AMC to do just that and pay down that debt load. But price, everybody, like, at the end of the day, if AMC's price is moving up, I don't care as much about the fundamentals. I really don't care as much about the fundamentals as I do AMC's price. This is a technical play. It's a very...
Listen to that one.
I really don't care as much about the fundamentals as I do AMC's price. This is a technical play.
Everybody's so convinced that fundamentals are dead. It's so funny. Like, I just like this is like late bull market thinking. I think it's late bull market thinking. You can see it in every example before these people get flushed out, unfortunately.
It's a very speculative play, and I'm here for AMC's price action, squeeze action, and price going to ridiculously high numbers. But right now, we've been witnessing AMC Entertainment going lower for quite some time. So before we go higher, we need to know how much lower we can go. I believe the NASDAQ closed somewhere around 12,800 points. The S&P, the SPY, closed somewhere around, I believe, like 418 or 420. And then AMC closed in the 16s today. Guys, we have levels of support that are coming up on each of these indices and the SPY closed somewhere around. We can go. I believe the NASDAQ closed somewhere around 12,800 points. The S&P, the SPY, closed somewhere around, I believe, like 418 or 420.
That's why you don't try to recall this stuff from memory. 13,315. I don't know. I mean, 12.8 was, I don't know. Wow, okay. It's not something that I would try to recall from memory, but whatever. I don't want to be like I almost said Justin Hunter here and nitpick him, but,
And then AMC closed in the 16s today. Guys, we have levels of support that are coming up on each of these indices and the SPY and AMC as well. AMC's next major level of resistance is at $14.50 per share. Now, you guys, this is the infamous support level that we've been talking about for years now, and hopefully it holds up. It's going to be hit, or should be hit, around the same time that the NASDAQ reaches 12,500 points. That is a very significant level of support for the NASDAQ. And coming up on the SPY, 400 significant level that the NASDAQ reaches 12,500 points. That is a very significant level of support for the NASDAQ. And coming up on the SPY, 400...
Oh, just wait until earnings next week. Just wait until next week's earnings.
15 is the point that you're going to be at when all of these three levels of support coincide with each other and are most likely going to be touched at the same time. Now, knowing each of these is an extremely significant...
That sounds frisky.
Significant level of support. AMC, NASDAQ, and SPY are all set to potentially hit them at the same time. It could absolutely be a turning point. But guys, nothing is...
He's talking about a turning point. I mean, what is it with these perma bulls, man? Like, we have to have a turning point. It has to bounce. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I'm just
set in stone.
I'm just amazed.
That's a little bit of a glimpse into technical analysis and looking at support and resistance levels and so on. But what we have right now is a bear market. We've got a correction taking place and a fear.
Well, bear market and correction are two different things, really. But again, I don't want to be like Justin Hunter and just nitpick him on everything. I think. Well, I don't want to, scare anybody or anything, but I think we are, the R word is really the relevant thing, potentially, most likely, to be talked about. But I'm not going to go there yet. The downward turning point. Maybe that's what he meant. Yeah, maybe that's what he meant. I mean, Bill Gates is going to be making money, I have a feeling, on those Tesla short
It doesn't
positions.
matter if you say good things or bad things about interest rates and inflation. If you mention the words interest and inflation, it's almost like it causes some sort of a sell-off. Not a little sell-off where you'll lose 0.25%, a sell-off where you lose 2 to 3% in an overall index in a single day. Investors are nervous, investors are scared, investors are fearful, and at the end of the day, technical analysis is great, but until that confidence returns, and until investors stop all of the fear, it's going to be difficult to rise in price. Now, I'm not saying this to scare anybody out. I'm simply saying this because that's the market we're facing right now. And if we expect AMC stock to run, we've got to have that money inflowing from somewhere. And in the current market conditions that we're facing right now, it's going to be difficult.
So he's saying no. He's saying it's going down lower.
See that money coming in. Now, knowing all of this fear is out there, it still does not in any way change the short squeeze numbers. The short interest is still there. The cost to borrow is still there. The utilization is still there. AMC's fundamental.
All the stuff that Chris Norland said is, not indicative of a squeeze, essentially.
Fundamentals are still increasing. Revenue is increasing. I guess overall the viewer quality is increasing. We've got a lot to look forward to. We just have to get out of these dark times, and the market has to stop bleeding before we see AMC really take off. All right, guys, I want to know what you think. So down in the comments below, let me know what you think about these support levels and whether or not you think they're going to hold up moving.
So here's something interesting to look at. If you look at, come on now. Get my computer freeze. Okay. It had to load, it's trying to load all the SPX options. There's too many. We pull up the S&P futures, and wait for it to load. Wait for it to load. Yeah, no kidding. Model 3. Yeah. We can see the current contract is 42.51. Look at the September contract, 42.57. The December contract, 42.97. And the March 23rd, next March contract, 4,300. 4,300. This is down substantially on these long-dated contracts here. And then also, you look at, let's see, what is it? Is it this one? Let's do it on the, just do it on the Qs. Okay. Once it loads, okay. Next, what is next Friday? The 27th? 29th. Next week. Next Friday's option expiration. The expected move is plus or minus $14 on the Qs. And to put that in perspective, I don't have it on here, but the expected move for this past week was essentially to the top of this, to Thursday's candle, to the bottom of yesterday's. This was the expected move for the whole week. It occurred within 2 days after rising to the top of the expected range. It went all the way down to the bottom of that range. So I'm just saying here, you know, if you wanted to, you could put $14 above and below this candle as far as where next week is likely to go based on the options. So, and the volatility, oops, let's just go back here. Where the NASDAQ shot up. Now it's not as high as it was back here in whatever this is, end of January or the beginning of March, middle of March, but you know, that's a strong move So I'm looking for that for next week. Anyway, thanks, Clay. Thanks, buddy. Look at all these spam comments. Oh my God. Potential being the operative word here. So if I say it's going to rain soon, I'm going to be right. What? Clay Brain is a Weeble scammer. Jesse James. That name sounds familiar. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to go back to that. Melvin Capital. With talk of Melvin Capital unwinding their hedge fund, I wonder if now they must cover their short positions on AMC GME. Oh my God. Really? People still, I mean, that just shows you right there, you know.
AMC stock had yet another difficult day.
Shit. Sorry. All right. Roaring Kitty is laughing at this mess, I'm sure. Prices are up and there's no clear end in sight. Many shelves at the local store empty, and I live in a very, very, very good part of town. We had the same problem here, and I don't live in a very good part of town, but pretty much anywhere in my town, all sides of town, it's messed up. Cat food. I mean, don't even get me started on cat food. Where do you think AMC is going next week? Well, I don't know, but let's look at it real quick. So, let's see. We'll go 30 minutes. Well, and let's see. Let's get RSI on there. We have our that's. We have, let's put TTM squeeze on there. Okay. Oh yeah, and let's look at the option chain. So, all right, and then so let's see for next week. Expected move is $2.20 based on the options. So right up here. So that's not that much. What about the statistics? So you had more calls, obviously, course. So, but that's not that much. So I wouldn't even worry about that. It's not even going to show us this won't be updated with open interest until Monday. But it's a weekly expiration anyway. Then if you look at May 20th is the next monthly one, $5 expected move. Right. So let's do this. This was today, let's see, yeah, the 18th. This past week, right? Oops. I mean, the range or the high to low for the week was $1.59. So if I had to guess, which don't make me, but if I had to, I would probably say I'd probably just use something like this, which goes off of the same data, the probability of expiring cone, and I would say that it would be somewhere in this range, somewhere between 19 and 12. Which this is a 68. There's a 68% chance. 68% chance of the price being within this range. So, but that seems about right based on what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at. But the other thing, Ziggy, too, is I think that because a lot of people are talking about Netflix and the collapse of Netflix, and that's good news for AMC. Probably not, though, because it's there's so many streaming services that market is getting fragmented, right? So there's just so many choices now. Not to mention, well, yeah. Anyway, but boy, that's something, isn't it? So what do we got on GameStop? Where's my cone? I don't know where the cone went. Cone went away. But yeah, that's about it. No problem. Thanks for checking out the stream. So that's about it. Let me switch back to here. So that's all I've got tonight. Not a lot on here tonight. I just have to just refresh it again. I'm just obsessed with making sure that newest thing. HBO release same day as the theater release. They did with Dune. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. When I started talking about the state of the state of the grift, I thought that there were people that were starting to change their tune as far as the influencers go, and now I see that really has not happened. At least not in these mainstream results that come up. There probably are somewhere, and there certainly are on Twitter. There's a lot of people that are, have been pushing back against a lot of these nonsensical catalysts and whatnot. But I thought that it was going to kind of filter over to YouTube, but I think the ad revenue is, and the that whole thing is too much. It's too much to walk away from. It's too much to get rid of, essentially. And you can take it from me that not taking the permanent bull side of things is not really that lucrative. At least it hasn't been for me. But that was never the point anyway. It was just to kind of offer a counterbalance to the stuff that's coming out on a daily basis, and it still is coming out on a daily basis. It's crazy. So yeah, I thought that there was some fragmentation starting to happen, and we do see it in this, but it's over stupid shit. It's people talking about other people's wives, and it's like some Will Smith shit, or it's just a general hatred of the ape father or whatever else. I guess just in closing, I would just say that that is only going to lead to more of these spats, these conflicts. And at the end of the day, it's about making money. I mean, the stock market, not YouTube. I mean, I guess YouTube is too, but I mean, for what I'm doing, I I don't make money on YouTube, make money in the stock market. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with it. But the point is to make money. So then it's like, well, okay, how do I do that? How do I learn from my mistakes? How do I, get better? How do I, all these things, when for this AMC thing, it's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, or it is trying to, you know, desperately get back your ex when they want nothing to do with you. You have to just realize, you know, at some point you cannot force things to happen, especially in the stock market. It's retail investors, really the best thing seems to be, you know, to be able to read trends, know how to trade. When you see a certain situation, what can you do? What are you looking for? Where are your targets? That kind of stuff, which is the opposite of this mentality, which is buy and hold, which works sometimes when you have a you know, a stock that's in a growth mode, it's in the right sector, or during inflation they have the power to pass the pricing on to the consumer, and that, you know, there's a lot of things, but it's not always just buy and hold. But that can be a recipe for disaster. Averaging down, adding to a position that's losing, generally considered to be not a great strategy. There's a reason why that stock is going down. Like I said, sometimes you will catch it at the right time. I've been checking out this book. No, not that book. I guess I closed it. It's an older book, actually. See if I can pull it up here. It is called... Where the heck is it? Oh, I moved all my trading books to another. That's why. That's right. I found this book. Great cover. Stan Weinstein's Secrets for Profiting in Bull and Bear Markets. You know, there's just so many good resources out there that you can find. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because I don't want to get my channel deleted again. But this, I just wanted to show this. There's a chart in here somewheres. And this, by the way, this book is from 1988. So this is before the era of computer charts being so easily obtained. Here it is, the stage chart. Okay, so stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. And so if you're buying and holding back here somewhere, like Jackson Hunter, who bought it at $5, you know, okay, good. Stage 2 is the breakout, you know, meteoric rise. Stage 3 is consolidation at the top, and stage 4 is the downtrend. So if you buy and hold back here, you know, which an argument could be made that is sort of where it is now, you know, you're underwater. So maybe I'll do another video sometime diving deeper into this this book and what it talks about. But it's really interesting. Yeah, the advancing phase, that's what I was... So you've got the... oops, sorry. Oh my God. How far back did I go? The basing area, the advancing stage, the top area, and the declining stage. And, you know, you can identify where this is at based on a moving average, and you can employ different strategies at different times, for each different phase. So this is, where is it? initially the 30-week moving average. So it goes through a lot of, key things that are definitely still relevant because there's nothing new really in the marketplace works the same way. Despite what these influencers want you to believe, which I have to do it because it's so just perfect. It's not any different.
Oh, Kringle, I have a question for you. When all of because you're in the world, I'm not. When all these people are using...
I don't even know what that means. You're in the world and I'm not. Yes, clearly you are not anywhere in the real world, short the VIX.
When all of because you're in the world, I'm not. When all these people are using like basic fundamental analysis to make investment decisions, isn't that really, really stupid? That's just not how the market works now. So when we see all these shorts come out and be like, oh, debt, PE ratio, PEG ratio, enterprise value, all this stuff, isn't that just dumb?
Isn't it just dumb?
Warren Buffett has $150 billion worth of cash right now because he can't find anything that's undervalued that he can buy. So he just does some share buybacks of Berkshire. I feel like they're using outdated metrics to try to place invest capital. And I just think that's stupid.
I really, 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 really hope you never procreate because you are the dumbest person in the world. Keep being stupid because when you're stupid, I make more money. And that's I appreciate true. That very much.
Oh, man. So, yeah, there you go. That's not how the market works anymore. Okay. All right. Hey, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. And with any luck, I will jump on here tomorrow for the futures market opening at 6. It should be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens, where the things start out for the week. That's probably it. Model 3 dude. He's still at home with his mom, like TMI. Although TMI was married at one point, I swear he was. We used to wear a wedding band during the Kansas 5 episode, the Solarium 5. He was wearing a wedding band, and then one day it literally disappeared. And Tony DeNaro called me out for mentioning it. It's like, I'm sorry, I noticed details. All right, But anyway, could have coincided with the AMC debacle. I don't know, but anyway. Thanks everybody. You'll be here. Great, awesome. Looking forward to that, and we'll see what happens tomorrow with that. So with that, I will catch you all later. Have a good night. See ya.
You don't trust me, I don't trust you. Now what the fuck we supposed to do? You disrespectful, I'll break your neck, ho. I'd rather live alone than listen to you moan and groan. You're too demanding, I got a sugar mama and she's outstanding. The future was looking rosy before I found out you were so damn nosy. I can tell by the way you run your mouth. You're a punk ass, no class bitch from the south. Showing off on Facebook, my privacy has been took. I was blind, but now I see. You getting famous hanging around me. You full of shit, full of shit, full of shit. And you need to quit.
Oh, by the way, Trey won the vote 71% to 29%. So Trey won. He's the worst. All right, see ya.
You're so annoying. My career, you're destroying. You're such an envelope pusher, such a gossip gusher. It's not fly to me for you to invade my privacy. Money take, trouble make, orgasm fake. Who's fucking up my schedule and they won't give me head? Oh, that's you. You wanna run away with my daughter?